Yeah. What's up? It's the Buck Coast Malachi Williams in the building. We're back. True Media Today, USA Boxing. We are back. We have another guest today, guys. Monday we had Rick Glazier. Yesterday we had Timothy Bradley. It wasn't the most ideal circumstances, but we had over 2,000 here. Rick Glazier was on. We had 2,600 on the show. You know, we're going and today we're gonna be rocking out today as well. Promise you that we're gonna rock out today as well. Today we have my main man Steve Kim on today. We have Steve Kim on now. The three men that I've had on this show, as a matter of fact, and then tomorrow we're gonna have Bomac on. We're gonna have Bomac on the show tomorrow, right? I gotta send him a reminder, but we're gonna have Bomac on the show tomorrow. Now, these four men that I just named have one thing in common. They are the most hated by the Alphabet Boy community. True. The Alphabet Boys and their minions, they hate Rick Glazier with a passion. They hate Timothy Bradley with a passion. They hate Steve Kim with a passion. And they hate Bomac and anything Terence Crawford with a passion. So it's only right. It's only right that I, have the guests on that piss off the opposition. True. They low IQ ass. Anyways, let's get into the show. I've been wanting to get. I spoke to Steve Kim last week before the fight happened, right? And I said, look, man, I got to get you on the show, man. He said, okay, let's see, can we set something up for next week? And now we are here. You know what I mean? So because I wanted to get Steve, because Steve Kim was one of the guys who said, yeah, man, I got Crawford stopping him around 9 or 10 or something of that sort. You guys know. Hold on, guys. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, Shad, you said you can hear me? Okay, cool. I don't know why I'm not hearing nothing here on this screen right here. That's okay. Let me see, can I turn it up? Anyways. Yeah, I can't hear nothing on the screen. But as long as you guys can hear me, that's all that matters. All right, cool. Loud and clear. All right, cool. Now, so the question I have is this. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say, guys. You guys know me, man. My mind went somewhere else. Hey, you know what? I just smoked, hold on, see something. I just smoked 2 joints, so that could have something to do with it. True. Hey, you know what? Hey, I just smoked 2 jizzles before I sat down, so I just thought about it. Hey, man, I feel so embarrassed. I feel so embarrassed right now. Hey, God damn. All right, anyways, y'all work with the old boy today, man. Hey, you already know what time it is.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy, Rick James?
Hey, you see my eyes looking Chinese right now? My eyes half open. Feeling good? Like, yeah, dog, you get what I'm saying? Boy, I got some, boy, Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. Steve Kim will be on at the 45-minute mark of the hour. At the 45-minute mark of the hour, Steve Kim will be available, so you guys hold tight for that. Anyways, so, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to say, man. The weed made me lose my train of thought. And you know I'm bipolar. So I'm bipolar, and I have ADD. So you mix my bipolarism with ADD and stickiest of the icky, that's what you get.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy, Rick James?
That's all I got to say on that. Now, y'all check this out. As a matter of fact, let me close this. Quit that. Okay, cool. Now, it's something I wanted to play for you guys before I get into the show. I wanted to do this. Oh, okay. Thanks, Steve. Thanks. All right. I want to do this before we get into the show. Let's do this. I want to play this. And the reason I want to play it because I felt him. I was able to get around. I was able to be around this brother, and I looked them in the eyes as a man. You know, I always look men and I always look dudes. Like when you talk when men speak to each other, lions look in each other's eyes when they speak. You know what I mean? I was always taught that, like the dudes I grew up around and my uncles and stuff. He say, listen, son, when you get older, when you talk to a man, you look at him eye to eye. You don't be turning your head and looking down and doing this and doing that. He said, you look at a man eye to eye. So, you know, I met some real cats over there in North Omaha, and some dudes you get a chance to be around some people, and you can just feel their energy. If you're a real man, real guy, real person, whatever, you understand what I'm talking about. You can just feel their energy. It's some dudes that can be in the room, they don't have to say 2 words. But it's something about that guy. You're like, yeah, man, I don't know what it is. I'm picking up something. You know how Dragon Ball Z. You know how Dragon Ball Z when you know how the Super Saiyans, how Goku and them, they can pick up on somebody's energy. Oh man, that's a strong energy, man. That's a very powerful energy. Where's that coming from, Vegeta? I don't know. It's coming from over there, about 200 miles away. You get what I'm saying? Like, all jokes aside, that's some real shit. You can be around somebody and just pick up on their energy. You'll know right away what time it is with them. Animals have that very well. They use their senses and stuff like that. But I want to play something. This is an audio. I want you guys to hear this audio. And me listening to this audio, because I saved it, the audio made me, it gave me the topic of the show. Hold on. I want you guys to listen to this.
They try to blackball me. They kept me out. They talked bad about me. They said I wasn't good enough. I couldn't beat these top welterweights. And I just kept my head to the sky. And I kept praying to God that I get the opportunity to show the world how great Terence Crawford is. And tonight, I believe I show how great I am. They try to blackball me. They kept me out. They talked bad about me. They said I wasn't good enough. I couldn't beat these top welterweights. And I just kept my head to the sky. And I kept praying to God that I get the opportunity to show the world how great Terence Crawford is. And tonight, I believe I show how great I am.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Now, I do know this. I know the answer. I know the answer to this question, what Terence Crawford said, because we spoke about this when I was in Omaha, me and his entire team. So I know what he's talking about. But I wanted to bring the question up to you guys, and I wanted to ask Steve Kim about this. He said they tried to blackball him. The key word is they. They. Who is the they that he's talking about? And when he say they tried to blackball him, what did he mean by that? Now, I know the answer to this. But a lot of people don't know. So Terence Crawford feels that, you know, he was being blackballed in the sport of boxing from getting the big name legacy fights on his resume. Manny Pacquiao, Bob Arum, there's a video out there saying, well, Bob said a lot of stuff, but he said something of the sort to where, hey, he didn't want to get his good friend Manny Pacquiao hurt. That's why he killed that fight with Crawford or something of that sort. I got to try to find that video, but I do remember seeing it. That brother considered that is a sense of blackballing, right? And then he couldn't get the other guys, the other named welterweights in the ring because they was with a certain promotional company. Wrong side of the street politics, right? Goes on a lot. And i.e., therefore, that's where you get the pro PBC guys. Well, if you ain't down with the PBC, we don't like nobody else that ain't down with the PBC, and this and that and yada, 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 yada. And this is where the divide came about online. Now, the shocking truth about Terence Crawford's being blackballed in the sport of boxing, exposed, right? In his post-fight interview, Terence Crawford spoke about how the powers that be tried to blackball him and how the experts and critics talked bad about him for years. The so-called experts said he wasn't good enough to beat the other top welterweights. At the end of the day, everything came back full circle with his 9th round TKO destruction of Errol "The Truth" Spence, a guy that many people feel that Terence Crawford carried to the 9th round. What surprised me was how gracious Terence Crawford was in victory. He didn't brag. He didn't talk shit. He didn't boast. He simply let his hands do the talking. And even though he didn't do any of these things, the same niggas who hated Terence Crawford yesterday hate him even more today. True. Terence Crawford is a way better man than Coach Malachi Williams. I am very petty, revengeful, and spiteful. The shit that I went through for 5 years, if that shit would, and we got to get them likes up too. We got 700 people in here, less than damn 200 likes. We got to get the likes up. I'm not dropping the phone lines until I get those likes up anyway. So, but anyways, because I'm the total opposite. I'm shitting on everybody. That's me. The same thing that the niggas did to me and the powers that be did to me, guess what? I'm doing it back to them triple time. True. Terence Crawford is a way better man than I would ever be. I give him that. A lot of people in the past, you know what I mean? Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people in the past, but this past weekend, a lot of people in the post-fight press conference, they were mad. Especially certain members of the mainstream media and certain YouTube channels. Retired fighters like Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward have been telling anyone that would listen how good Terence Crawford is as a fighter for years. While the PBC were playing keep away with their fighters, and Bob Arum was not allowing Crawford to fight Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford kept praying, grinding, and working, beating everybody that they put in front of him. While everyone was rolling with the popular fighter in Errol Spence, the guy who hung out in the clubs with Yellow Beezy, the guy who was co-signed by Floyd Mayweather, the guy who had the backing of Al Heyman and the mighty PBC media propaganda machine, Terence Crawford was in the gym getting better, training, fighting, getting ready. Terence Crawford wasn't the popular guy, and he isn't right now. The same people who hated him yesterday, that discredited him yesterday, don't be fooled by them giving him credit now. They still feel the same way that they still feel the same way today that they felt about him yesterday. Don't get it twisted. They hate that nigga even more now. Oh, I hate this nigga, man. This nigga, you know what I mean? He upset the apple cart. But they're forced to lean back like Fat Joe. True. Terence Crawford, as I said, wasn't the popular guy. He wasn't from Texas, Philadelphia, New York, California, Ohio, Baltimore, or Florida. He was just a country boy from Omaha, Nebraska, with a dream. The home of Malcolm X, better known as Malik El Shabazz. To prove my point, Terence Crawford is still hated by the same group of people today that hated him yesterday. How do I know? Because now the same people are making excuses for why Errol Spence got his ass handed to him on a platter. True. This is a backwards way of taking credit from the guy who they love to hate in Terence Bud Crawford. Although Errol Spence hasn't made any excuses, his supporters are doing everything in their power to take Terence Crawford's victory away. Instead of admitting that they were wrong, they're doubling down on their hatred and dislike for Crawford by coming up with all types of conspiracy theories. Terence Crawford is a man of high character. Terence Crawford is a man of faith. Terence Crawford is a man who did things the right way. Terence Crawford don't play boxing, he is boxing. While other dudes out in the club singing and dancing, drinking, partying, hanging out, he's in the gym. True. Terence Crawford is a once-in-a-generational talent that was slept on by many. Now, those same non-believers, haters, and critics are now looking at themselves, trying to figure out what happened. Trying to figure out how did they get it so wrong for so many years. This is why Crawford stays to himself. This is why he doesn't fit in with the cool kids or the popular crowd. Most Sigma males don't. True. If you're a Sigma male, you definitely won't fit in. He understands that all of the guys in boxing and sports entertainment are pretty much phony. It's hard to understand a Sigma male like Terence Crawford. Sigmas are often misunderstood. Me, myself, I am a Sigma male. I am a shit-talking Sigma male. I often say sometimes you can hate a person so much that you hate them to success. And I told you guys this. It's the story of the donkey in the ditch in the Bible. Do you guys remember that parable in the Bible? The donkey was in the ditch and people was walking by the donkey throwing stones at the donkey. They kept throwing stones at the donkey, throwing stones. You know what I mean? And then eventually people threw so many stones that the ditch filled up with the stones, the rocks, and the donkey was able to walk out the ditch. True, true, true. That's called hating somebody to success. You got your nuts crossed on me. You got your fingers crossed, your legs crossed, your arms crossed, your toes crossed, your eyes crossed. That's what we say in Florida. Nigga got his nuts crossed on me, dog. When the dude got his nuts crossed on you, that means that he's wishing you ill will and bad luck. But at the end of the day, North Omaha's very own is the last man standing. With their resume of 40-0, 31 knockouts, 3-division world champion, 2-division undisputed champion, 2014 Fighter of the Year, 3-time Lineal and Ring Magazine champion, 8 years on the pound-for-pound list, and currently the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the entire world of boxing was forced to witness how great Terence Crawford really is. True, true, true. And as for his detractors, they are forced to deal with the reality of how wrong they got it for so many years. Special guest Steve Kim will analyze what went wrong for Errol Spence. I will be calling Steve in a few minutes. And why Terence Crawford feels vindicated after his performance Saturday night. Please hate, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. Let's give everybody that's here a round of applause. Shout out to Bear, your business. He say, smash that like button. Yes, sir, y'all hit the like button. We got almost 1,000 people in here and less than 500 likes. This is unacceptable. Shout out to Haplo Type. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, double your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Haplo Type say, it's only just begun. No quarter for Spence mics. Talking about the Spence mics? Well, you know it is what it is. You defeat the lie with the truth.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
See, you beat the lie. You beat the lie with the truth. That's how you destroy the lie. You destroy the lie with the truth. I want to show you guys something. This is what's going on right now. Let me show you guys this. I want to show you guys this. Haplo, let me show you something. Shout out to Jethro.
Hey, okay.
Dropping that quarter of a bam, double your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Jethro said one Alpha boy said Spence was injured in camp due to a rib injury and couldn't spar. All right, yeah, what up? Jethro, you know how it is. You know how it is, fam. It is what it is. Anything but the truth. This is Deontay Wilder Spence all over. Deontay Wilder Type Sphere all over again. See, right here in this, do you guys see this picture on the screen right here? The picture on the screen says this. If you look at the people to the right, it's comforting lies, unpleasant truth versus comforting lies. Right now, the people that's in, there's nobody in the unpleasant truth line. You see that? Right now, everybody is in the comforting lies line. This is the Alphabet Boys. This is the LDBC. This is Shigo, Fag 9, Doodoo Brown, Ho Money, all these whole ass niggas I just mentioned, and some, the ones I haven't mentioned as well. These are all these niggas. The unpleasant truth is Terence Crawford beat the shit out of Errol Spence. True. That's the unpleasant truth. The unpleasant truth is Errol Spence did not make any excuses. True. The unpleasant truth is Terence Crawford put hands and foots up Errol Spence's ass. He put his foot so far up his ass that he broke toenails off of his ass. Errol Spence is digging toenails out of his ass right now. That came directly from Terence Crawford. True. Pause. Gotta say pause with that. These people want to hear comforting lies. The truth is so unpleasant and it's so unpleasant to their feeble minds that they have to reject the truth and find some type of lies that would allow them to cope with the reality of the situation. Know these guys very well. I studied them. I know them very well. Shout out to Stiff Jabs. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, Coach, what up, though? Them Errol Sexton will soon be boarding on the boot bandwagon, and Derrick James better get on his job because Cinnabon on deck. I mean, yeah, man, he got a handful with Canelo. Now, Jamel Charlo said that he can beat Canelo. Jamel Charlo did say that he can beat Canelo. Canelo did not look good in his last fight against John Ryder. He said he can beat him. Guess what? He gonna have to back that shit up. I like Jamel Charlo. I don't like him as a person, to be honest with you. Personally, I would never be around a Jamel Charlo. I don't like him as a person. He got too many feminine traits for me. Be popping his neck, rolling his neck, and he got an attitude all the time and mad, and he just seemed like too much. I think he got a little bit of that. A little bit more of his mama side in him. You get what I'm saying? But I love him as a fighter. He's a bad boy. He do want that smoke. Jamel Charlo is the real deal. Now I like him. That's why I like him. Like him a lot. He want that smoke. He don't duck nobody. I really like him. But from a boxing standpoint, personally, I'll probably never be around him. True. He said, if you analyze boxing and not fantasize, he said excuses aren't needed to explain wins and losses. Shout out to Steve. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Errol section was first, Charlo section was next on the list. I don't think the Charlos really have any fans like that. You know what I mean? I think the entire, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. I'm gonna tell you guys one more thing. No matter what, remember this. If you don't know nothing about boxing, but you want to place a bet and make some money, remember this. Find out what your local dummy boxing community or the slow learner disability boxing community, find out who the fighter is that they like and that they're backing. And if that fighter's gonna fight the guy that you want him to fight, pick the total opposite. True. Pick the total opposite, you'll win every time. Literally. 9 out of 10, you're going to get it right. I can promise you that. 9 out of 10 if you're going to get it right. I can promise you that. Let's give everybody that's here a round of applause. We got 1,100 going on 1,200 on this show today. Yeah, I just want you to remember that. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it right. Now, before we get into the show, I got to say all praises due to the Most High, the Most Exalted, the greatest human being on the planet Earth, greater than God, greater than Jesus, greater than Allah, greater than Muhammad, greater than Moses, greater than David, greater than Daniel, greater than all of the greats, Malcolm, Martin, you know what I mean, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, Marcus Garvey, greater than all of the greats. According to these LDBC guys, the Wakanda niggas is what I call them, the Alphabet Boys is what I call them, the Slow Learner Disability Boxing Community is what I call them, and Jabba the Hutt, that big fat cheeseburger looking ass leader from Milwaukee. According to them guys, this guy's the most important human being on the planet Earth, and I guess we got to be like everybody else and thank Al Heyman.
Well, I guess I got to be like everybody else and thank Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me?
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name,
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mike say name the names, that's why I name the names. Today is Wednesday, August the 2nd. Today is Wednesday, August the 2nd. There's a nigga in the Alphabet Boy community right now. There's an aerosexual with the Alphabet Boy community right now, balled up on his baby mama $75 rental center furniture, with a Nick sack of Reggie in his left pocket and a half a roach of Reggie in his right hand, crying right now. Boy, I hate to see a grown man cry. Shout out to my sister Jackie Hernandez, knocked down 305. What's happening? Lisa Bells. I hate to see a grown man cry. Boy, that dude there was hurt, but he was crying from his soul. His soul was hurt. Some of these dudes better than rent money. Some of these dudes better than baby mama car note. Babe. Why you bother me? I'm sleep. Babe, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why you sleep? I just came back from the strip club, working all night, making this money, because your ass broke, ain't got no money. What? Babe, listen, babe. How much you made last night? Why you asking me that? How much you made last night, babe? Babe, I got some easy money for us. No, look, Tyrone, you broke. You ain't got no money, Tyrone. I don't even know why I got you here. I got 3 kids from you. I don't even know why I got 3 kids from you. My mama told me not to mess with you. You broke, ain't got no money, and you a part of the alphabet boy community. Oh, broke ass nigga. Babe, don't worry about that, babe. I'm finna get it all back tonight. What? Babe, I need $1,000. What you need $1,000 for? I got a bunch of niggas I bet it, babe. I'm telling you, Errol Spence gonna knock this whole ass nigga Terence Crawford out. Go knock him out. Who Terence Crawford who? You mean the dude from Omaha, Nebraska? Yeah, baby, I don't know about that. That man ain't no hoe. That dude can fight. He's a real fighter. I'm telling you, babe, let me get $1,000. I'm gonna bet it all. I'm gonna bet it all on EJ. I'm telling you, babe, man down, strap season. That dude from Omaha ain't gonna whoop him. Baby, are you sure? Babe, I'm telling you, babe, I'm telling you. I tell you what, Tyrone, if Errol Spence mess around and lose, I'm throwing your ass out the same night. True. Nigga don't borrow $1,000 from his baby mama. She worked hard to get that money, man, at the strip club. Hey, yeah, man, shout out to Wild B. Brill. Hey, listen, man, this is my son, man. Hey, this is my son in the chat, YFB Brill. I just made him a moderator. This is my son. He lives in Miami. Yeah, she worked hard, but she worked hard for the money. Y'all remember that song in the 80s? She worked hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. You know I can't sing. Who that was? That was Donna Summers. Y'all remember that song about Donna Summers? She worked hard for the money? Man, Big Booty Judy was working hard. You know what I mean? She won $1,000 at the local one leg up contest at the strip club. And doggone Tyrone and Man, no motherfucking talk to her and give her $1,000. This nigga don't put $1,000 on Errol Spence. Now he's homeless. True. Hey, bossing the story. And then they want to come over here to me, threatening me on Instagram, on Twitter, talking about drop the addy. Nigga, you broke, ain't got no money. True. I would ask you to drop the addy, but you ain't got no addy. Your baby mama kick you out. Your mama kick you out. Your cousins won't let you stay there. I can't ask you to drop the addy because you ain't got one. True. You know, these internet gangsters be killing me. Hide behind the damn keyboard talking gangster. Talk about some LDB strong. Ain't nothing strong about you niggas. You niggas weaker than sugar water. True. Led by a bunch of fools. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Hey, we got to get the lights up, man. We got to get the lights up. I'm finna get ready to call Steve Kim in a few minutes, about 10 more minutes. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? So, bruh, these dudes, like some of these guys, like them niggas crying right now. But I'm gonna say all that to say this. Anybody that's hate watching this show, and we know we got a bunch of people hate watching. Anybody that's hate watching this show, we got almost 1,200 people in here, less than 600 likes. Anybody hate watching this show that don't want to hit the like button, Riley, get them.
Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck those socks with the bell on it, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Man, it is what it is. I got to call Steve in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to call him about, I think he said 12:45. Okay, yeah. I'm going to call him about 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the phone lines for just these few minutes. Then I'm not going to accept any more calls. We're going to get Steve Kim on, And then after Steve Kim leaves the show, then I'll drop the phone lines back again. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I do take threats today. Any nigga wanna threaten the coach, call me coon, Uncle Tom, sell out, tell me to drop the addy, tell me you got shooters, tell me to come to your city. I will be accepting those today. Okay? I do accept threats. I accept threats Monday through Thursday. Tender running Fridays, you are not allowed to threaten me. True. All right, let's see. We got to get the super chats out of the way. Shout out to
unknown caller.
Shout out to Cincinnati. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam double. Put some respect on my name. He say, Coach, would it be malpractice for Spence team to let him back in the ring in December? I mean, I don't have enough knowledge to say that. It's going to be up to a doctor. You would have to ask a doctor who is responsible for examining Errol Spence that question. I'm not qualified to answer that question. Shout out to Bear on your business. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, dub on your boy. He said, Coach, what do you think about Bud calling out Wallow for leaking their private conversation? I mean, Wallow did some sucker shit. He was supposed to call him out. But Bud, and this is why Bud don't fuck with guys. But then Bud should have knew. Like Wallow and Gilly the Kid, they be on some chatty patty type stuff anyways. You know what I mean? That's their thing. And Crawford probably should have knew that, you know what I mean? But they be on some chatty patty, like, yeah, ooh, look what he said. Hey, Boots, let's post it to everybody. Like they be on that. If you watch them, that's what they do, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But shout out to Wallow and Gilly the Kid, but that was some sucker shit. Shout out to Mr. Cardinal. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
I will answer the phone once I drop the phone lines. He say, Coach, them dudes can't get no girls. They borrowed the money from their sisters. Well, wherever they got it from, they borrowed it. You get what I'm saying, Mr. Cardinal? They borrowed it. We know they borrowed it. Shout out to Mr. Nice. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Mel called Al after the fight, like burned the interview of me saying, I'm coming back to 154. He said Bud said he gonna deal with his pops, Earl, then him. I get you trying to say Errol. You said Earl. Okay, I got you, fam. I got you. Shout out to Jamari. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said Bud said he was gonna make Errol foe. I guess you trying to say do the stanky leg. Yeah, I guess you said Bud said he was gonna make Errol do the stanky leg. Then he really makes him. I see why they making up so many excuses. Oh my God, it's sad as Elf. Skip Wakanda. Okay. Shout out to Tyrese for dropping that $2 super chat. He said, "Cook, bro. This fish fry is nonstop." Let's give everybody who gave a $5 a super chat or higher the Huggy Bear. You know how we
down from the bar. There's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
All right, we got about good 10 minutes. I got to call Steve Kim in 10 minutes. So anybody want to call the show, you can call the show. The number is showing at the bottom. If you want to call the show, call the show. After 10 minutes, I'm going to cut the phone lines, call Steve Kim. We're going to get this magnificent interview because I have some hell of a questions to ask Steve. I have approximately 15 questions to ask him, and all of them are good questions. So I really want to I didn't get a chance to get all my questions off yesterday because a lot of you guys sent a lot of super chats, and I really do appreciate it. So it is what it is. Oh, but before we do that, what I have to recognize my sponsors. We do have to recognize the sponsors. It is what it is. After we come back from a brief station identification break, we're going to go and accept some calls.
About you. And ever since that first night, it seems like I've been going crazy about you.
Mint green chrome in the butt, burnt orange 550. Say the pinky ring pimp, give love pussy. Seafood, big pool, make your girl look. Backwoods, big grill, watch the chef cook. Talk slow, big smoke in the moonlight. Knock your doors down, shout it till your mind right. East Point, Fulton County, where a nigga from. Got love.
That's my main man from Goody Mob, Gip Goodies. Goody Mob, Big Gip from the Goody Mob. He does have a Gip Goodies line. You will be seeing a lot of these products. It's CBD products. You know, Delta 8s, Delta 13, stuff like that. He's doing very, very well with it in Atlanta. He's doing, Big Gipp is doing some big things, man. Him and them boys down in Atlanta, man, the ATL. It is what it is, man. Shout out to my main man, Free Ricky Ross as well. Phone lines open, man. 530-494-9636. Y'all hit the old boy up, man. We got a few minutes. I'm going to set some phone calls, and I'm going to call Steve Kim and get this party started. Y'all hit me up, man. 530-494-9636. 530-494-9636. Let's get this party started, man, before I call my main man, Steve. We got a call coming on right now. See what's happening. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Mike. I'm calling from St. Louis.
Mike from St. Louis. Talk to me, fam.
Yes, sir. First of all, I am going to say that I'm a big Errol Spence fan, but I always respected Bud. I didn't always understand why Bud did certain things, and that caused me not to like him. That being said, can you sit up here and clearly say that Errol Spence is the same boxer post-accident that he was pre-accident?
I mean, a lot of his followers were saying he was. They were saying that.
Bro,
well, hear me out. I'm answering your question. Prior to Errol Spence fighting Terence Crawford, you know, Errol Spence had fought Danny Garcia. They said that he was back. Yeah. He beat up Danny Garcia when he beat Ugas last year.
But he didn't look good. Danny didn't throw at him, man. Danny did not throw. When he threw back at it at the end of the fight, Errol just shelled up, kind of like when Ugas threw back. I think those guys took a business deal. I hate to say it because people were mentioning it, and I was like, damn, it could be, but I didn't want to admit it. But when those guys fired back, when Errol was throwing at him, he just shelled up. He never had good defense, but he just shelled up. And you know, I saw it. Everybody saw it. Ugas just stood right in front of him. He made that fight too easy. I think Ugas took a payday.
Okay. All right. I mean, you're the first Errol Spence fan supporter that I've ever heard say that. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. The other Errol Spence supporters that I've seen online, they were saying that Spence was the eye collector. He broke Ugas's ribs. He snatched his eye. He beat up Danny Garcia. I didn't hear none of the stuff that you're saying.
Hey, coach, I like to say that shit too because you know I'm a big fan of Errol because to me Errol is just a more likable person, right?
Yeah.
I always knew Bud had better skills, but I was just hoping. Look, I know Errol is Jamaican. I was hoping in that 18 months that he had to get ready for this fight, he would work with people like Mike McCallum, you know, the body snatcher. Maybe he could learn some tricks of the trade from him instead of just the basic stuff. Errol didn't prepare it. I don't think Derrick James can get Errol to the next level where he needed to get. And in order to compete with Bud, you cannot just be a straight ahead, basic fighter with getting away with some things that were fundamental, but some things Errol was flawed with because he always overreached.
I got you.
He didn't take his feet with his hands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so when he was dug down, he was always exposed. He was able to get away with it. He couldn't get away with it with a master boxer like Bud.
Okay. Hey, well, Mike, I got other calls on there, man. But salute, fam. St. Louis, stand up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. All right, let me get these super chats out the way, man. Shout out to I already read that one. Shout out to J Kid. Shout out to J Kid for becoming a new member. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to the boxing historian. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said, been saying for years, Bud Crawford is the modern day black murderer's row. Yeah, you know what? I saw a video where you said that. I even seen a show when you said that. Modern day black murderer's row, and how the PBC and a lot of these boxing heads been treating that man. You've been consistent at saying that. I got to get ready to call Steve Kim. Shout out to Jamari Sanders for becoming a new member. Salute to you, fam. Let's give everybody a round of applause who sent the super chat and became a member. Gonna call Steve. We'll call my man Steve.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Shout out to Harvey. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy Cash App.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hold on. What you say, fam? He said, great show. What you say, Harvey? Harvey said, great show. I read all the cash after in the super chat. Great show for speaking the truth today. Y'all got to speak the truth. The truth is unpopular. Understand that when you speak the truth in today's time, see, in today's time represents the lie. Today's time represents the lie. So anytime that there's an overwhelming majority of lies, the truth is always persecuted, but the truth always wins in the end. Let me go ahead and give my main man Steve Kim a call. It's 3:45, guys. It's that time. Hold on. Let me move this number from the bottom. Got to call Steve. Hold on. Hey, man, Steve, what's going on, fam?
Oh, nothing's going on. I got to tell you, Coach, the sun is shining. The breeze is nice and cool. The birds are chirping just a little bit loudly. Life is good, Coach. Life is good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Listen, Steve, I have you on the show. We got to give this man an introduction. You know, better known as a career co-sale. You know, this man really needs no introduction. The infamous Steve Kim.
Oh, thank you. Always great to join you, Coach.
Man, Steve, listen here, man. You know, so you one of the favorite guys that everybody loves to hate, and you know, so I had to bring you on.
I mean, Coach, first you let off with Tim Bradley.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's gonna anger people.
No. I had Rick Glazer on first.
All right, then you had Glazer to lead off.
Yeah.
Followed by the Desert Storm, and now you got me. I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow to top this.
Tomorrow Bomac.
Oh, my God. Well, you know what? It is an honor. It is an honor to be the undercard to the great Bomac. Because as Bomac said so eloquently last week, you can't hide, Derek. You can't hide, Derek. It's over. You can't. Coach, what's going on?
All right. Hey, Steve, I have some magnificent questions for you.
Yes.
Listen, Terence Crawford proved everyone wrong. A lot of people didn't believe in him or whatever the case may be, and he did address that. He proved everyone wrong last week, Saturday, just passed. Were you surprised at how one-sided? I know you picked, you told me from day one, you got Crawford stopping Spence around 8, 9, somewhere up in there, 10, somewhere up in there. I think you said 8th or 9th round.
I said 10th, actually, yes, last week on the show. Yeah.
Were you surprised at how one-sided it was?
I think everyone was, Coach.
Yeah.
The dominant opinion was the fight was going to be close early. Both men will have moments. Terence will have his typical slow start, but then he'll figure out Errol Spence, and then he'll start to use his versatility to kind of separate himself. And then he'd have to be really careful given the fact he was not the A side. He was not the house fighter. But, Coach, I don't know about you, but once that right hand, the cleanup jab off the 2-1 landed on Spence in round 2, there was an audible gasp. I was at the fight party of Coach JB. There was like 20, 25 people. And I'm just telling you, the mood changed like we know which direction this is going. And, you know, when I rewatched the fight, Coach, I thought originally it was a flash knockdown. It really wasn't, because if you see how that round ends, Spence is actually really buzzed up along the ropes. And then when he won rounds 3 and 4, you really felt like, geez, if this is a slow start, Errol Spence has no shot to win this. And so round by round, you could just see Terence Crawford picking up steam. So, look, I've always felt that there was a reason why Al Heyman and the PBC delayed this fight. They thought they could actually age out Terence Crawford, but ironically, they actually outgrew the division with their own fighter. That's the problem with marinating. Sometimes you get burned. But, yeah, I'll admit, I never envisioned where one guy would score 4 knockdowns or 3 knockdowns and dominate from basically the 3rd minute on of the fight.
You know, that's very telltale, you know, because it kind of seems to me, and I think it seems to you as well, that Terence Crawford was very prepared for what Spence was going to do. Partially because Spence is pretty much a one-dimensional fighter. He fights pretty much the same way. I've always said this, but he's been able to get away with it. were you surprised that Derrick James did not come up with a different game plan for Terence Crawford?
You know, that's an interesting thing because I don't think Derrick James would have. Look, if you would have switched trainers based on who was on the stool, I'm not so sure that the result would have changed. But and I defended Derrick James in a lengthy tweet yesterday, saying, "Hey, look, he's the same guy that was a trainer of the year that everyone was praising just 5-6 days ago, right?" So you got to keep that in perspective. Fighters win fights; they make the trainer. A lot of great trainers have lost big fights, but the more I think about it, if Derrick James was not that respectful of Terence Crawford and Bomac and his staff, and you know, look, Derrick has an ego and he likes to talk a lot, and he was kind of dismissive of the overall skill set and the talent of Bud. And if he did not adjust at all during training camp, but sometimes it's really about the training camp and the preparation and the film study. By the time you get to the fight, sometimes a trainer is powerless to make any difference. That's just the truth. If that is the case, and if he did not really have the proper amount of respect for what Terence Crawford can do, then a lot of that is on him, or at least some of it. But Derrick James, look, here's the thing. I want to point this out. Errol Spence had the blessing to be with a promotional company that had all of the well-known welterweights, the guys that had the belt. But with that said, there's a reason why they never wanted to fight Terence Crawford first or really ever. And Spence is very good at what he does, but as you pointed out, Coach, he's overly methodical. And if you are just a one-speed guy that cannot change tempo or pace, you have no shot against Bud Crawford. None.
So, Steve, it's something that, I want to share something with you right quick. Right now, to my right, I have a picture. It's a picture of the 9th round when Terence Crawford hurt Errol Spence real bad, and he lost balance, and he got the Bambi legs. And there's a picture of him looking at Terence Crawford with blood in his face, and it looks like he was in terrible pain, and he was about to cry. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see it, but the pictures are everywhere. The pictures are everywhere. But it's this one point right here. It's this one point right here. And when I saw that, I said, I've never seen Spence look like that. I think it was at that moment, and then Crawford is running towards him now. Crawford, he looks pretty big in this picture right here, him and Spence. But Crawford is running towards him, and he's on Bambi legs. He has his left leg in the air and his right leg on the ground, and he's looking at Crawford, blood all over his face, and his eyes are saying, man, please, man, somebody help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, at that point, I was just so surprised at, like, damn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, Coach, let me point out round 7 after the second knockdown of that round. The bell rings, and it was an interesting moment. Terence Crawford actually kind of takes a couple of steps in between Harvey Dock, the referee, and Errol, and he kind of pats him on the hip to say, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really, really interesting moment. And in my view, my biggest criticism of Derrick, he let his ego, and he made this personal against Bomac throughout the whole camp and leading into the fight and at the final press conference. In my view, his ego got involved, and it's just my opinion, I would have stopped the fight after the 7th. Because there was no way he was going to win the fight. But again, when a trainer starts to make it about them, it can really negatively impact his fighter. That's why I don't like trainers gambling at all, even on their own guy, because you start making irrational decisions. Mm-hmm. And Coach, here's the other thing. Even though Errol Spence has scored a lot of knockouts, he's certainly not a feather-fisted. He's not a one-punch knockout guy. He doesn't have that concussive power that could turn around a fight. So at that point, if you're already down 3 knockdowns and you lost every other round outside the first, mathematically it was impossible, in my view, and in reality, because the scorecards were 79-70. So I didn't understand the point of even letting Errol take that beating at the end.
Do you think it was his ego? Because that's following into my next question. Right before the stoppage, as I said before, I did see Errol Spence's bloody face. Do you feel that the referee did the right thing? And the reason why I'm saying, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm going somewhere with this. The reason why I'm saying is we saw something very similar to this about 3 years ago when Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fought each other, and in that second fight, Tyson Fury was steamrolling Deontay Wilder, beating him from pillar to post, dropped him 2 times. You know, he was laying in on him real good. And when I think when Mark Breland waved the towel in, Deontay Wilder was pinned in the corner, and Tyson Fury was teeing off with him with right hands. And when he threw the towel in and stopped the fight, he got attacked by not only Deontay Wilder, the guy's life, his fighter he saved, but he got attacked by Deontay Wilder's supporters. So, do you think that might have played? You know, of course, I'm dead serious when I ask you this question, Steve. Do you think that might have played in why Derrick James didn't throw the towel in, or you just think no, it was just simply his ego and his arrogance?
You know, I don't know if Derrick James had that thought process. Yeah. I mean, Errol's face was bruised and lumped up early. It was bloodied. I don't know if that really played a part. And Derrick and Errol have a very good relationship. You know, I think they're a little bit closer personally than even Mark Breland and Deontay were or are, based on what I know. And Errol's a very amiable guy. I just, you know, here's the difference. Deontay can be he's a little bit interesting. I've always thought Errol was a very amiable, nice young man, very well mannered. I've always had really good interactions with him. I don't get the sense that he has the personality of Deontay Wilder. And that is not a knock on Deontay. They're just different type of guys. But your number one job, coach, as a fighter, along with making sure your guy is completely prepared, both physically, strategically, and mentally, you have to protect your fighter. Mm-hmm. Above and beyond winning, your job is to make sure that when that fight ends, whether it's round 1 or round 12, to the best of my ability, I made sure my guy didn't take more punishment than what is reasonable and expected. And I do think that his personal beef or battle with Bomac, who was I like Bomac. He's a colorful character. But he got under Derrick's skin from the very beginning of this. And no one wanted to give Bomac his credit. He's an easy guy to make fun of because his weight. But you know what? That team over there does a hell of a job getting Terence Crawford ready to battle.
Yeah.
Okay? And I just think there came a point where Derrick had to put aside his ego and say, you know what? We're going to live to fight another day. And I've gotten the sense, Coach, I don't know if you agree with me, Errol Spence lost something in that fight that's irretrievable.
You know what? I do agree with you because I think he was more shocked than anything. He looked like he was ill prepared. And he was very, very shocked. He had a look of disbelief on his face, like because maybe he was believing a lot of his own press clippings. Maybe he was believing a lot of his own supporters online and in the streets and the PBC propaganda machine. I think maybe he was believing that. So it was like a culture shock to him. Like, damn, I can't believe this guy's doing this to me.
Yeah. Coach.
Go ahead, Steve.
Coach, did you notice, and I mentioned this on the 3 knockdown rule, and I wrote about it last week. When they were in Vegas, when I'm watching some of the videos, Bud Crawford looked like a predator. He looked ready to pounce, like he was in his game face. There was this icy intensity that he had. I mean, he was calling him a bitch end and letting him know, don't let this get sticky. And then Errol just looked very listless and detached, like, oh God, I actually have to do this. And now I'm not one of those guys who believes the stare downs or the body language always tells you what happens in a fight. But Coach, it was hard to really not notice the difference in demeanor between the two men last week.
Yeah, Terence Crawford, believe it or not, if you meet him, and Steve, you know him, you met him and stuff like that. But when I went to Omaha, if you meet him and when he talks to you, he looks you directly in your eyes. He give off a certain energy that can be intimidating.
There's no doubt.
I'm dead serious. He's not the biggest guy in the world, But I know this for a fact. A lot of guys who have these YouTube channels who say all of this crazy stuff about Crawford, I promise you, if they saw him and just was in his face and he's looking at him, the energy that he gives off, he don't give off no soft shit. Like, you got to be a real man to, like, you got to understand, wait a minute, man, this dude here, he's
Coach,
not that guy. He's not that
Coach,
guy.
His nickname should be the coldest. DA coldest. Because, I mean, after one of those knockdowns, the fight's not even waved off, where he goes over and he starts taunting Jermell Charlo. Oh, my God.
I'm whipping your boy ass, and I'm talking shit to you at the same time. You next. And so in the post-fight interview, Crawford said that, and I want you to hear this because I played it in the beginning of the show. He said they tried to blackball me for years, but I kept praying for those opportunities in order to get the big fights. What do you think about what Crawford meant when he said they, keyword on they, tried to blackball him for years?
Well, look, let's go to the beginning. Some will say it was Top Rank. I disagree with much of that, although Bob Arum did not help his relationship when he made some comments that, hey, I'm losing money on this guy. Whether that's true or not, generally that's not going to do a lot of good things for your professional or business relationship with anybody. But he meant the PBC. They basically tried to act like he did not exist. Yeah. Do you remember those Fox broadcasts where they have those banners with the graphics of all the welterweight champions or no? Yeah. It was almost like Bud Crawford didn't exist. It's almost like he was an enemy of Stalin, erased from the record book, scrubbed clean from history, right? And then other times, certain shows would say, well, he's on the wrong side of the street, even though Wilder and Fury, they met in the middle of the street. But the difference was that Deontay Wilder did not have the heavyweight option, so he had to do a fight with Tyson Fury to make that type of money. They tried to basically weigh him out, rub him out, scrub him out. And the other thing that was really interesting, there was this perception, and I know this for a fact, and I don't know if people were just doing this on purpose, but this whole notion that Terence Crawford doesn't make that much money. And I heard people say he's only making $1 million or so. Coach, under his last Top Rank deal, which began in 2018, his minimum, and that minimum was $3.5 million per fight. He actually got paid more than his minimum during most of that contract, and it culminated with a $6 million payday against Sean Porter.
Right.
So when people said that Terence has no leverage, well, look, Spence had better opponents. He did better pay-per-view numbers. But Terence Crawford actually does sell tickets. I've been at his fights in Las Vegas. Yeah. He does very well in Omaha. Yeah. Omaha travels well. In fact, my friend told me he thought there were more fans in Omaha from Omaha this week in Dallas. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't – they tried to downplay Terence to a point where it didn't matter if he never fought him or that he didn't deserve it. And look, at the end of the day, they played this game of waiting it out. And then there's another thing. When he fought Evanescence on BLK Prime, they try to downplay that. Well, wait a minute. If he's not going to fight Errol Spence last fall or winter, why shouldn't this guy pick up a few $1 million and stay busy? Well, I didn't understand why that move was criticized. But if the check didn't bounce, then guess what? Terence Crawford gave himself a competitive advantage going into this fight. Meanwhile, Errol Spence has not fought since April of 2022. You play dumb games, you win stupid prizes.
Well, you know, he doesn't take tune-up fights. He stayed out of the ring for a while before and beat Danny Garcia and beat Ugas. So that's what they were saying prior to the fight.
Well, Coach, this wasn't Danny Garcia or your Dennis Ugas. Okay.
Crawford doesn't seem to be liked a lot by the more popular fighters, you know, in boxing, especially like at the PBC. You know, so my thing is this. What I wanted to ask you was this. Is it because he's not a part of the cool kids or the in crowd? You know what I mean?
Oh, no, look.
He doesn't party, doesn't drink, he doesn't hang out with rappers, smoke, any of that stuff. He is respected amongst people in boxing, but he doesn't get it litty and popping like the Charlos, or he's a cool dance and hang out like with Tank and all those other guys and Errol Spence. You know, like he doesn't do any of that. Is that the reason why he's kind of like the oddball? He's not the hip guy amongst the The PBC
Coach,
supporters?
Terence Crawford is a very, very understated, I don't want to say shy, but there's not a phony bone in his body. Like, I don't particularly have a great relationship with him. I certainly respect him as a fighter. I think he's the best in the world, and I understand how difficult he is to face in there. But that's a hard man. That is a serious person, as Logan Roy would say. He is not to be played with. And I respect that, though, because there's no silliness, there's no frivolity to him. And you're right, but I also think it's very parochial. Look, Coach, and I could point this out. Anytime there's a big fight between different promoters, this is why when people say, you got to ask the fighters who they think is going to win, I actually disagree because they're so biased.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the PBC guys will always say the PBC guy is going to win. And I understand that because politically you don't want to upset people, you don't want to ruffle feathers, and you want to be able to thank Al with your next date, right? Right? Let's be honest. Let's be honest about that. Yeah, we want to be able to continue to thank Al for letting me eat here, my one fight a year. So a lot of these guys are biased, and they can't give a fair opinion.
Right.
They really can't. And this thing is so political, and that's why guys like you, Coach, are very important in a sense that you're going to give your opinion because you're independent. You're not bought by anybody. You're not beholden to anybody. Your opinion is your opinion. And that's why we need guys like you, BDA, Julia from Ring IQ. We're not going to always agree, but I respect the fact, Coach, you're giving your opinion, not some opinion that you're forced to give or the political pressure and all that other stuff. So a lot of these guys, when they say, hey, who's going to win this fight? It doesn't matter if it's a PBC fighter against Muhammad Ali and Ray Robinson. They will say the PBC fighter is going to win. And I get it. I don't hold it against them. We all have bosses. We all have restrictions on, I guess, on what we can say. I mean, there was this one scene. I don't know if you saw it, but, Coach, someone caught up to Adrian Broner after the fight. Man, and they tried to ask him about the fight.
He looked sick.
Adrian looked like he saw a ghost.
Yeah, he looked sick. Yeah, Adrian Broner looked. Adrian, you know what? I can't read minds or anything. But I have a friend of mine. He was a serial gambler. And every time he lost his money, like he used to gamble his rent money, he was very, very addicted. And when he come back home, it's this look like his soul got snatched out of his body. And it was like, man, I can't describe it, but the look that Adrian Broner had on his face, my friend, his name is Bobby. That's what Adrian Broner looked like.
Yeah.
Like somebody snatched his soul out of his body, like he lost. He probably betted a whole bunch of money that he probably didn't have or whatever, but he was devastated.
I mean, he looked like a ghost. He looked kind of pale.
Yeah.
And there was none of this. He got cooked. He wasn't saying that, even though Spence got cooked. But anyway, that's the whole thing. I mean, so a lot of these guys are under pressure to say certain things. And guess what, Coach? So are certain media members and YouTubers and content creators.
Yeah.
It's all about access. It's all about staying on the good side of this fighter or that fighter. And me, I just say, hey, look, I'm not going to always say things that you like. And look, it's not like I am close with Terence Crawford. I'm not. But I do understand that guy is very tough. It is very, very tough to beat him. And I actually think he's gotten to be a better puncher because of improved technique where he turns over his punches on his knuckles even better than he did before. And look, I like Errol a lot. But some of the reasons that I pointed out were that I think there's been an erosion physically with Errol Spence. He's been through a lot, but that is not to take any credit away because when you predict a fight and you start to analyze it, Coach, you have to go through everything. You have to go through every single variable and say who's going to win this fight and why. Right. Now, Coach, I got to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think there should be an immediate rematch?
You know what, Steve? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna give you a two-part answer. From the beating that I saw that Spence took at the hands of Errol Spence, he shouldn't immediately rematch him. That's one side of me saying this. But the other side is saying, because all of the banter that I'm hearing online, they're still trying to discredit Bud, They're still trying to say something was wrong with Spence. It was a conspiracy. Tyson Fury gave Terence Crawford his egg weights that he used to knock Deontay Wilder out in the second fight. The water bottle was spiked. So I'm saying, you know what? Since these guys are still making all these excuses, let's put it to rest like Tyson Fury did Wilder. Go ahead and rematch him. And if you destroy him again, beat him again, then that'll silence everything. So I'm kind of split between the two.
Coach, I know Stephen A. Smith is taking a lot of heat because he flat out says Errol should retire. Mm-hmm. And I think he takes a lot of heat for it. And I'm like, it's actually not the worst idea. The guy's made millions. He's been through a lot. And don't we want fighters to leave this game rich and healthy?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And look, and I think Stephen A. is a little bit, maybe that's too strong of an opinion, but it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I'm actually going to write about it for my next column at snack.com. Mm-hmm. And I've actually heard, this is what gets me, and I've tweeted, like, I don't really want to see the rematch. Certainly don't want to see it next in like 5-6 months. And then people come out and they think you're the nuttiest guy, that he's earned this. He needs this. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys really don't care about Errol Spence as a person.
No,
all that you say, you're a bunch of phonies.
No, they don't care about Errol at all. These guys are pushing a race hustle agenda. That's what they're doing. But I'm going to get into that. What role did Paramount Global, in your opinion, play in the backing of the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford fight financially?
I've heard the theories, and I've heard Mr. Glazer, a good friend of mine and ours, kind of alluded to it. Look, I believe this, that if Errol Spence did not have a real dance partner, there would have been a real backlash. And that next fight, if it did not, or this fight did not include Terence Crawford on the marquee, it would have been another pay-per-view bomb. And to the credit of Errol Spence, he did step up and say, okay, we'll fight. I mean, you can argue that it was too late. He tried to delay it, that he did it with a gun to his head. You know what? I'm not that cynical about it. I will give him credit for making the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think there should be a second fight immediately, though. I think that's a different story. But I don't know. But look, here's the thing that's more alarming if you're Paramount and Showtime. Where are there other fights? I had completely forgotten that Lara was supposed to fight Danny Garcia. And then Danny Garcia puts out a tweet saying, hey, guys, I'm not actually fighting on August 5th. I had forgotten, Danny. Thanks for reminding me. Now I don't have to set my DVR.
Like anybody cared. Danny, what's nobody checking for you, Danny? What's nobody checking for you?
Right, right. A tree fell and no one was listening, so it didn't make a sound, right? So I was kind of tripping out about that whole thing. And so, look, if you're Al Heyman, you better have a dance partner because you're trying to make money. Because the opponent does matter. Look, Tank Davis, who I actually am higher on than most people. Here's the funniest thing. Without Ryan Garcia, his pay-per-view numbers have been pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
So the B side matters. This is not like a concert where you could just throw on Mariah Carey or Janet Jackson as a solo act and you're going to do numbers. This is a sporting event. It's a contest. So both parties do matter. Here's the question, though. If you are PBC and you kind of know, like, I don't care if they fight at 47 or 54, it's always going to be the same result. And if we have to put up these high guarantees again, and our guy lost, because let's face it, I don't care what anyone says, their guy was Errol Spence. Okay?
Yeah,
I don't want to hear these people.
Absolutely,
yeah. Are you sure, even from a business perspective, that they want to do this fight?
Yeah, because we know that they don't like Crawford at all. I mean, the PBC, they ain't never really fucked with him. So it's like, damn, what we feared 5 years ago finally came to pass, and then now this guy want to get back in there with him again. Shit, you know what I mean? So Crawford seemed to get his way. Steve, he seemed to pretty much get his way at the negotiations table prior to this fight in order to make this fight happen. Do you think that Crawford did the right thing by sticking to his guns? People did say that he did bad business. The people who don't like him, you know what I mean? Like, the people don't like him say he do bad business. Like, how the fuck you know? That man got a net worth of 8 figures. He got a boatload of money. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But do you think he did the right thing for sticking to his guns?
Yes. And I think there's a reality here, though. Mm-hmm. They were never going to make that fight with Bob Arum involved. And it is not a knock on Bob. Mm. they were willing to do that fight as long as PBC could be in full control, and as long as the winner of that fight, if it was Bud Crawford, couldn't just walk away. At least now Al Heyman can say, okay, I can make other fights with Bud Crawford, and maybe by the end of this run, one of these days, maybe, Coach, maybe Crawford may actually thank Al Heyman. He didn't do it on Saturday night, though.
No, he didn't thank Al. Crawford didn't say, well, first of all, I got to be like everybody else and thank Al Heyman.
Heyman.
Hey, he didn't even say Al Heyman that name at all. He didn't.
No. You know, what's interesting about Crawford, he truly is he's a renegade. He is who he is. He is not part of the get along to go along or go along to get along gang.
Yeah,
he does not do that. He's a different type of guy. There's an authenticity to his personality that even if you don't have great relations, you're not particularly fun, you do have to respect it. He is what he is. And he's a magnificent fighter. When old-time sports writers like Doug Krikorian, who covered the Four Kings, and you were at that restaurant at Phil Trainees, and we meet there every month, and he said, Steve, he told me this last year, that's the best fighter since Ray Leonard. And I said, what? I go, better than Roy Jones, Floyd, Oscar, Manny? And he goes, yeah. And then he calls me on Sunday. He goes, Steve, I'm telling you, I was at all those fights with Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, Duran. I was at ringside. He goes, this guy could have competed with them. That's high praise. I'll take his word for it. He was there. I wasn't.
Yeah, that is high praise. That's real high praise. Derrick James and Errol Spence seem to be very dismissive of Crawford, you know, for his accomplishments in the lead up to the fight and even during the press conference. Do you think that their arrogance became their own on undoing Saturday?
I think it was a part of it. If Derrick James was really serious that I don't see anything special in Crawford, I'm not even watching tape, and it wasn't just him doing some gamesmanship or having some fun, shame on him. Shame on him. And you had one of the things I think everyone knew. You didn't have to be Angelo Dundee, coach, to figure out. You knew one of the ways that he was going to stifle and neutralize Errol Spence's southpaw stance was fighting southpaw himself. And that's the one fight he didn't have to switch it. He was a southpaw for that fight.
Yeah.
And the thing that was interesting to me is Terence Crawford is now on an 11-fight knockout streak at 47. He is now a puncher.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's Tommy Hearns, but he hurts people.
Yeah.
He really
he got 31 knockouts. He got 31 knockouts. So that ain't
31 knockouts, right. And so he can be a scalpel. He can be a machete. And that jab of his on Saturday night, coach, was a jackhammer.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. Shout out to Shad for dropping a half a dub. He say salute Kim. He said it's all about the U. But back to the topic.
Hey.
Would you? Yeah, I like UM too. That's my favorite college football team. He said, would you say that Bud's resume better prepared him for Errol because he had the ability to learn different ways to win because he was at
Oh, okay. That's a great question, Shad. Yes, all about the U. Here's the thing, coach. If you and Michael Montero, good friend of mine, and Cali X Boxing have both made this point. If you take away who had the belt, look at the list of welterweights that both guys fought. There's really not that much of a difference. By the way, I think Igis Kavaliauskas, the guy that I saw fight Crawford and actually buzzed him in the fourth round of their fight, I think that could have been a knockdown.
Yeah, he got knocked down. He won't admit it, but he got knocked down.
He could probably beat all of the welterweights that Spence has fought the last 3-4 years. And Danny Garcia is a really good fighter, but he's a really good 140-pounder.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah. He ain't did shit in the welterweight division.
Right, and Ugas is a guy that rebuilt his career, but keep this in mind. And I like Ordenis. He's a great American success story. He got released by Top Rank coach as an 8-round fighter. Okay, so this whole notion. This is another lesson for us, though, coach. Resumes don't win fights. Because not everybody has the opportunity to fight the same guy. There's a reason why Crawford's been avoided.
Man, listen.
It wasn't the resume.
Steve, I've been saying this shit all the time on this show. Like, you hear these guys, well, he ain't fought nobody. And that's the same thing Errol Spence said. Man, you ain't fought nobody, man. Who you fought? Man, you ain't fought nobody, man. You know, Derek, tell him, Derek. You know, man, you ain't fought nobody, man. You know, I've been trying to tell everybody you ain't fought nobody. So they been sitting back talking about Spence ain't fought nobody. Crawford ain't fought nobody. And I say this on the show all the time. I said, bro, resume don't win fights. When have you ever seen a person win or lose a fight based on his resume?
Coach, you know how sometimes a lot of times we judge careers on who you beat, but you know how you sometimes judge careers that are in progress long before they retire? Judge them on who doesn't want to fight them. That's the real key.
That's how you judge them, yeah.
Because there's fighters that I'm just telling you, I've had discussions with managers who have been multiple world champions. Mm-hmm. The ultimate compliment they give me is like, "Oh, that guy? Oh yeah, we're never fighting him." It's like, no, you got to get the money right. Or no, Steve, not now. Not now. And that to me is the ultimate compliment that, no, we're not going over there for now till the money's right. So I had this whole notion that Crawford had been avoided. I don't get it. I mean, this is how disrespectful the Crawford reputation was. I get it. There was no Costa Tzu, Frankie Randall, and Aaron Pryor at 140. Mm-hmm. But you know what? He cleaned up the division. And nobody really wanted him, but he cleaned up the division. He was undisputed, and people rip him for being undisputed at 140. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You people are the ones that always say we need one champion in each division, and that other guys need to fight the best. I get it. It was not the strongest division, but you discredit him for doing it. Right. There was such a prejudice and bias against that that it really did reek of an agenda.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was a hit piece, the smurchification campaign. And you know that the powers that be, and they control quite a few of these YouTube channels who do it right now to this day, you know, against the guy. You know, but at the end of the day, he got the last laugh. Spence fans seem to be traumatized by Errol Spence's loss this past Saturday night. And now I'm hearing conspiracy theories, Steve, very similar to when Wilder got knocked out by Fury. My question for you is this: why is that?
Because, you know, when you live in a dream world and you're forced to wake up at 5:30 in the morning in a cold sweat, this is what happens. And this is what happens when you take boxing too seriously, in the sense that you live vicariously through fighters and you get overly attached from an emotional standpoint. You lose your rationale. Right. And some of the things that I'm seeing on Twitter and some of the other things that I'm seeing online, I think are very, like, I don't want to say sad or pathetic, but geez, it is sad and pathetic. It truly is. And that's why I don't get really emotionally attached to boxing anymore as much as I cover it. I just look at this as content. Whatever happens, I write about it. Yeah. And whatever takes place, I will learn how to tell a story, tell the truth, and do my job. But these fans became so attached, it almost was not like being a fan. It was like being part of a cult.
Part of a cult, yeah. It was definitely a cult-like mentality. I know, because I used to be a part of a cult myself. Shout out to Swift718. He said after Saturday night's show, Showtime PBC, heavily promoting Bud like he's their fighter on YouTube. Imagine the business they would have done had they put that level of promotion in the lead up into the fight. We have another one right here, Steve. He said, shout out to Nathaniel Johnson. He said, I am a fan of Spence, but we have to be real. We have to be real. You are not 100%. You shouldn't get in the ring. He said, with that being said, shout out to Spence. Have a speedy recovery. Don't fight until the end of next year. Okay, that's a fan of Errol Spence's. Shout out to
Coach, can I tell you something? Go ahead. Keep going, Coach. This
is the last one. Shout out to Bless 365. Yeah. She said, it seems to me that Errol Spence was the one too light in the ass. Remember he said Crawford was too, man, you too light in the ass, you too small.
Coach, go ahead, I spoke to two well-known trainers, and I wanted to get their blunt, honest thoughts. So I said, your names will not be revealed, but I'm going to put this in my article.
Okay.
So two well-known trainers, I asked them, if you were handling Errol Spence based on what he's been through and the fight, the way it played out, would you allow him to do the immediate rematch next? And they both said, hell no. This kid needs a long rest. He says, if you give a damn about him, you say, look, we're going to probably take a year off. Let's do other things. You don't need that fight next. And I've seen interviews with Marcus Villegas, did a very good job with Virgil Hunter.
Yeah,
and I believe
that was a good
interview. That was a very good one. Virgil was dropping some knowledge. There's some wisdom there.
I like Virgil.
And he also did an interview with, I believe, Sean Porter's father, Kenny, good friend of mine. Yeah. He's always very honest. And then there was another interview with Robert Garcia, with Little Giant, my guy Tino.
Yeah.
And every trainer is saying, no, hold on. He may not have to retire, but let's not do this again immediately. So I don't get these fans who are demanding that the rematch has to happen next. And if you bring it up or tweet it out, you're anti-Errol. And I'm thinking to myself, it's the irony of ironies. I care more about Errol than you guys.
Yeah, you know what it is? They're not in the ring taking those punches. Again, these guys that are online, these YouTube channels, these pro PBC YouTube channels, these guys who I desecrate every day, these guys are not boxing fans. They care nothing about the boxers or the sport of boxing. The guys have a racial agenda. And if you're not talking or speaking the way they want you to speak according to what they believe, then their job, what they want to do is to try to attack everybody digitally online. That's what this is.
Right.
So that's all. But don't I will handle them. I am Neo of the Matrix. I got these guys.
just every day, Coach.
Hey, Steve. Now check this out. Tank Davis. I heard an interview. I guess he was on Chitlin Talk or Hog Mark Talk or one of these podcasts. Tank Davis doesn't like Crawford at all. He makes no bones about that. And he said that he will, if he touches Terence Crawford's chin, he'll knock him out at 147. So the question I have for you is this. We hear all of these things that a new way the monster should dare to be great and move up to 135 and fight Tank Davis. We hearing stuff that, hey, man, Jamel Charlo was daring to be great to go fight Canelo at 168. Canelo dared to be great to go fight Kurt Kovalev at light heavyweight. My question to you is this. Do you think Tank Davis should take that same advice that a lot of these fans say and dare to be great to move up to 147 and prove that he can knock Terence Crawford out?
Wow, now that's funny how certain guys have an expectation and standard to live up to, but others don't. Wow. By the way, I think that comment was from a while back. I think that particular space has been rendered null and void for now. That guy had a meltdown. That was hilarious. But anyway, it is funny, though, how certain fighters who would just go to a weight class are expected to move up 2-3 weight classes. Other ones can just say that I'm going to knock a guy out and they get credit for the win. Hey, guys, hypothetical victories do not exist. And here's the thing that got me. I don't even want Tank to fight Terence Crawford. I'd like him just to fight Shakur Stevenson or guys like Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Just fight guys in your own damn weight class, and we're good with that. Yeah. But Terence Crawford, look, the only way Tank could hit Terence Crawford is if he had a step ladder. You want to talk about being a size bully?
Yeah.
Terence could literally just jab him with one hand and keep him at bay. And I really like Tank. Tank might be the best 35 in the world, whether you like it or not, because of that power.
Yeah.
But once again, like you say, from the book of Coach Malachi, if you didn't have double standards, you'd have none at all.
Yeah, these guys have double standards, triple standards, quadruple standards. They want certain fighters to do astronomical things, while they fighter that they love just sit on the shelf. They'll use double talk like, this dude ain't fought nobody. He got to prove himself, this and that. But then when it come time to a fighter who they want to see get a shot, they'll say, give him a shot, while ignoring the fact that this guy hasn't fought anybody yet. You get what I'm saying? So I like to take their words and throw it right back at them. They don't like when you do that. When you do that, they hate that. Spence says that he wants an immediate rematch. You already told me that you don't care nothing about a lot of people saying that they don't want to see him have a rematch. So I'm going to dismiss that one. Where do you rate Terence Crawford amongst the all-time greats? From the people who you've spoken to thus far after Saturday's destruction of Errol the True Spence, where did you rank Terence Crawford now? I'm saying over his body of work.
Yeah.
His overall body of work as a pro.
Coach, I think he's in the top 25 now.
Yeah.
I really do. And that's like rare air.
Yeah,
and he's not done yet, so keep that in mind. He's not done yet. He's still got a few more chapters to write. Yeah. And if he can go up to 54 and unify or become undisputed, now think about this, 54, 47, 40. You got more belts than Birkenstock or Gap. You do that, you're in my top 10.
No, matter of fact, he started at 135.
So 135, he was a WBO belt holder, right?
Yep.
But then at 140, undisputed at 40. Mm-hmm. 47, undisputed. If he can do some sort of like, let's say he wins 2 or 3 belts at 54, and beats guys like Tim Tszyu and Charlo or whoever's out there, to me, it would be hard to keep him out of the top 10 to 15.
Damn. I got to think about that one, man, because it's some bad boys, man. I'm thinking Ezra Charles. I'm thinking Archie Moore.
Yeah, Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Ray Robinson, Roberto Duran. Yeah.
Hagler.
But,
yeah, damn.
But you know what,
Salvador
though? It's a little bit
Sanchez.
right. And, Coach, keep this in mind. It's difficult because those guys fought a lot more.
Yeah.
And, but look, if Floyd Mayweather at 50 fights basically is considered one of the all-time greats, and I certainly have him in that rare air.
Yeah.
Well, why can't Crawford?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why can't, if you're going to say, well, Crawford hasn't fought enough, okay. Well, what if Terence and Floyd end up with approximately the same amount of fights? You're going to disqualify one and not the other? Again, are we doing double standards, no standards? What are we doing here?
I mean, these guys always doing double standards. Shout out to Kayvon. He said, go nose. He said, hey, guys, Tank said he'll
Boo!
he said, Tank said he'll drop Crawford in the glass shield remark. Tank versus Crawford at 147, a pipe dream. Yeah, that's a pipe dream. We already addressed that one, Kayvon. That ain't gonna happen. Tank ain't. I don't care what Tank say out of his mouth. I can damn near guarantee you he ain't moving up to no goddamn 147 to fight no Crawford. I can promise you that. That ain't.
Oh my! I mean, look. Well, do you think Tank will even fight a Teofimo Lopez at 40?
Yeah, we trying to get
Like,
Tank. We trying to get Tank to fight Shakur Stevenson. So I know he ain't going to fight no Terence Crawford. I just wanted to fight Shakur, you know. Shout out to Michael Giles for dropping that $6, $7 super chat. He said, when the other opponent is not from the PBC, can a PBC fighter win big fights? As Bud fans, it's been 5 years. It's been a 5-year struggle, and we tried to tell them fried fish. I think he's talking about the actual record of when a PBC fighter fights a top ranked fighter. You know.
Yeah, well, Tank Davis fought. Look, Coach, Tank Davis fought Ryan Garcia, but I thought Ryan Garcia was much more sizzled and steak.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm just going to say this again, and we've talked about this for about 2 years. There's a reason why Terence Crawford was always the last guy that Errol Spence would fight. Remember when they had that face-off in Oklahoma back in 2018? And first time they came face-to-face, and Errol flat out told Terence, oh, no, I got a plan. I got this guy, and then maybe you.
Maybe you, yeah.
And I'm like, good grief.
No, as a matter of fact, he said, Al ain't never mentioned your name. He said, I'm going to fight Mikey, then Danny, then maybe Keith,
then Sean.
Then maybe Sean. He say, so he didn't mention Terrence, huh? He say, nah, Al ain't never mentioned you. He ain't mentioned you.
Hey, Coach, what? So, Coach, let's go through this scenario. Let's say Terrence is going to stay at 47 because someone tells Errol, right now, let's lay back. Take a little rest. We don't need to do the immediate rematch. Maybe we can do it later. So let's say Terrence needs a fight, whenever that is at 47. Am I nuts for thinking I want to see him against Jerron Boots Ennis then? Isn't that the next best fight?
No. I mean, you either put him in there with Boots, you put him in there with who the other guy? I think because I think he has.
There's a Montez Stanionis. Stanionis is a tough guy.
Yeah, Stanionis. He has a couple of mandatories he would have to defend. If he stay at 147 and don't get Spence, then yeah, you have Boots out there. You have Stanionis. I don't know who his WBO mandatory would be. Maybe it's that guy from Golden Boy. I forgot his name.
But Coach, if he goes up to 54, see, we have to see what happens now on September 30th.
Yeah.
If Jermell Charlo loses to Canelo, most likely he's going to come back down to where he has all the belts. And Coach, I will make a prediction right now. I don't like it when fighters go all the way up 2 weight classes and try to come back down. If that is the scenario, and now Terence Crawford can just move up to 54 and get an immediate title shot, I think that's an ideal situation for Bud, even if he's a naturally smaller guy than Jermell.
He will. Because that Jermell Charlo fight is there for him. And I think that's a bigger fight than anything he can fight at 147. The biggest fight that he fought at 147 is Errol Spence. So he wants Jermell Charlo bad. I spoke to him personally. When I was in Omaha, Listen, Bomac, they want him. They say, man, you know how Bomac, man, he ain't shit. He ain't shit. You know, he ain't shit. He said, Bud gonna beat him. Bud gonna beat him. He gonna beat him. You want to know why he gonna beat him? Because Bud is gonna outsmart him. He's smarter than Jamel Charlo. I like Jamel Charlo. I probably never hang out with him on the street, but I do like him. But you know, from a fighter standpoint, he just seemed very emotionally unstable and shit to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something going on with the Charlos. I feel like at a certain point, maybe you're the common denominator. Maybe it's you guys and not everybody else. But I'm just telling you, Jermell Charlo, Terence Crawford.
That's a mega fight. That's a mega fight.
That's a hell of a fight. Oh my God, you'd better keep security away from everybody. You may have to have separate press conferences, separate weigh-ins, separate everything.
Hey, that's a mega fight. Because I was first saying that, I was like, man, I don't know, man. Jamel Charlo, man, might be a little bit too much for Bud, man. Like, I'm thinking he's a little bit too much for Bud and stuff like that, man. That's Jamel Charlo. He a knockout artist. Jamel Charlo be popping his neck when he get mad and spazzing out and stuff. But now that I think about it, it's something Bomac told me. He said, what you notice about Jamel Charlo? I say the only thing I noticed that I really don't like when Jamel Charlo fights sometimes, he fights angry. And when he gets angry, he fights tight. So you can literally see when he's getting ready to throw his punches. He fights tight. He doesn't throw his punches with any fluidity. Like if you can get him to the point to where he's mad, has an attitude, which more than likely he's going to be mad and have an attitude. This motherfucker Terence Crawford, he beat Errol Spence. And Errol Spence, I heard that Errol Spence used to beat Jamel Charlo up in sparring. So the guy who used to beat Jamel Charlo up in sparring got flatlined by Terence Crawford, the guy who you hate. Jamel Charlo hates Terence Crawford. So now you got to fight. Now you got to fight this guy. You know what I mean? First you told him, tell Terence Crawford, I'm busy. I have other things to do. After Canelo, more than likely going, and I like Jamel, trust, I do. I want to see him win, but Canelo probably going to flatline him. After Canelo finishes with him, if he come back down to 54 with those belts, that fight has to be next. Because you got a small guy in Crawford versus Jamel Charlo.
Think about this. If Crawford fought Castano, I would make Bud a pretty significant favorite. I think he'd end up stopping him, right? Look, Castano, he may have won that first fight with Charlo. It took Jermell Charlo 2 fights to really stamp home a definitive victory against Castano. Let's not make it sound like Jermell has been dominant here. In that rematch against Tony Harrison, he was getting pieced up on the inside. I was at that fight in Ontario. That was on Fox. Winner of 2019, I believe.
Right.
So Jermell, for as good as he's been, and he must give him credit for being undisputed at 54, he's also had vulnerable.
That was a weak division. 154 is a weak division, though. It's not really no.
Right. He's had vulnerable moments.
Yeah. And my thing is, it's just he fights tight, man. So, Steve, the telltale sign for me for this fight was how calm Terence Crawford was during the press conference and during the fight. I have never seen a fighter, like I've seen a lot of Floyd Mayweather fights, and Floyd Mayweather is always very calm and relaxed, but this was different. This is different. Terence Crawford was in like a zone, like it reminded me, like mentally, we do know that he beat Errol Spence physically, but to me it seemed like he beat him mentally before they even stepped in the ring. It was as though I thought I was watching Super Saiyan Goku or Ultra Instinct Goku, to where no matter how fast you throw your punches, I see everything before it unfolds. And that's what we saw Saturday. Like Neo in the Matrix, when Agent Smith rushed Neo, when he realized he was the one, he stopped the bullets in the air, and then he turned his head to the side, and then he was, blocking all of Agent Smith's attacks with one arm. It seemed like to me mentally, he was in a zone that you very seldom see fighters in mentally. What say you about that?
Coach, it reminded me a lot of Bernard Hopkins going in front of 20,000 Puerto Ricans 3 weeks after 9/11. And everyone thought Trinidad was unbeatable. He nearly knocked William Joffe's head off. me and Doug Fisher went to all 3 rounds of the middleweight tournament that year. And I remember Hopkins had a 12-round fight. He blanked Keith Holmes. Wasn't that exciting, but he won. Meanwhile, Trinidad 2-3 weeks later just absolutely eviscerates Joppy. One of the most devastating exhibitions of punching I've ever seen. And people forget, Trinidad was a 3.5-1 favorite over the Executioner coming into that night.
I remember that.
And you know, Bernard did a lot of stuff like throwing the Puerto Rican flag down in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he had to run for his life at Roberto Clemente Stadium. I mean, he was a marked man. And then he came into that fight with Ray Charles, America the Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the most emotional things I've ever seen. I mean, because of everything that had gone on. And then here comes Trinidad, and everyone's like thinking this is going to be a coronation, and then Trinidad's going to fight Roy Jones at 68. And that was one of the most masterful performances. I watch that fight once a year just to enjoy what he did. And literally by the 6th round, everyone's just in shock. In shock. Like, oh my God, like we're watching a virtuoso masterclass performance. And then when he stopped them in the 11th, I mean, I've never seen so many sad Puerto Ricans. I mean, I love them, but there's not Wepa. There's not Wepa on this night, but that's what it reminded me of.
Hey, Steve, do you know the balls you got to have to go in the heart of Puerto Rico, snatch the Puerto Rican flag out of Don King's hand, no, out of Trinidad's hand. Trinidad's hand, and throw it down on the ground and step on it in front of all of the Puerto Ricans?
Coach, you know what happened was, I'm still very friendly with Bernard, but I was one of his favorite writers. We had a great relationship. And he had been taunted after the Joppy fight. He had been there. A lot of Puerto Ricans were coming up. A lot of it was good nature, but a couple Puerto Ricans got a little bit out of hand getting in his face. And Bernard told me, he said, Steve, I'm going to tell you this. He always used to call me Kim. Kim, I'm going to tell you right now. If they start waving that flag in my face, they're not going to like what I do. And I go, what do you mean? They better not be waving that stuff in my face, Kim. I'm not playing that. So they go to Miami. They were taunting him, flags in his face. New York, flags in his face. They went to Philadelphia. So all the New York Ricans were in his face. Philly Ricans in his face. So by the time they got to San Juan, he had it. Now, that was like 5,000-6,000 people there. And he snatches it, and they literally had to get an escort, and they had to run for his life. There's footage of it. And they had to get inside of one of the offices near the dugout, and armed guards and policemen had their guns drawn, saying, if anyone comes through, we're shooting somebody. Because I know people that were there. A couple of my friends were with Bernard, and they said for like an hour, we thought we were dead. So they had to get an escort to the airport. Like it was like the president. He had the Secret Service, but Bernard really set the tone.
I was like, I know this motherfucker crazy. Did he do what I think he just did? Bro, I ain't never seen that like that.
Yeah, and Bernard just goes, Kim, when I finally talked to Bernard, he goes, Kim, I told you. And I'm kind of in awe, and I wrote a story about it. And I wrote, I have to give Bernard Hopkins credit. Unlike Oscar De La Hoya, it took 5,000 Puerto Ricans to make him run instead of just one. And so then all the De La Hoya fans got pissed off at me for that. But I thought it was a funny line. But Bernard had the guts of a burglar.
Yeah, man, just how calm Crawford was. I remember in the lead up to the fight, and this is my last part here. In the lead up to the fight, when he gave, this is before they was, they had to weigh in and stuff. He said, "I promise you," Bomac said, "I promise you," and I want you guys to hear me good. When this is over with, Terence Crawford's hand will be raised. And then, Bud say, I've been waiting for this all my life. And, when I become undisputed, Saturday, you guys are going to say that I'm one of the greatest fighters of such and such of all time or whatever. You guys are going to say, you're going to finally give me my props. And he was fighting for respect. And, of course he got paid a lot of money. I'm hearing they got paid anywhere from $20 to $25 million. I don't know. I don't know what the pay-per-view numbers are. I heard they did like $20 million, almost $22 million at the gate, which is good. I think $1 million behind Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. But to me, just me talking to his family, everybody in his family, his team, I can tell you this shit was personal.
It was.
It was personal.
Coach, didn't it seem like he took out 5 years of frustration in that night?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
This shit was personal. Like, I'm like, this dude is fucking deadly calm. Like, he walked to the ring. It was like the moment wasn't too big for him. As a matter of fact, Terence Crawford ring entrance, walking with Eminem, playing the song "Lose Yourself"
with the fishnet.
With the fishnet. Shout out to So Cold. Shout out to So Cold. Shout out to So Cold. Steve Nelson. But it was though he became the embodiment of that song. If you listen to the lyrics of that song, if you only get one shot, you only get one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. And in the verses, Eminem talks about the struggles that he had to go through in the lead up to every time he say the verse. It's like Terence Crawford, he was the physical embodiment of every word lyric in that song that night. What say you about that?
No, he was. And he just had this aura about him the whole week. Mm. I'm just telling you, I mean, when they faced off at the final press conference, there's this great picture that people have kind of made into a meme or Errol's just kind of looking ahead, staring into the crowd, and Bud is like right there on him, staring at him from the side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Oh boy. The body language is so clear. And, when Errol went into the ring, he had this glassy, glazed look upon him, like a guy almost going to the electric chair.
Dude, it reminded me what that reminded me of? When Wilder fought Fury in that second fight. He had that same look. Go back and look at when Wilder fought Fury the second fight, when he took the mask off and the costume off. And then when him and Fury was face to face in the middle of the ring, Fury had a dead man walking look on his face, like Clubber Lang. And Wilder had this glossy look in his eyes. It was as though the moment was here. All that shit you talk, you got to back that shit up now. You get what I'm saying? And I think the moment got too big for him.
Coach, there's no doubt about it. I believe that Terence was thinking all those Twitter followers, all your minions, all your groupies, all your YouTube channels that pander to you, they can't help you.
They can't help you now.
Look at me. I'm in charge now.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like, that Somali pirate in that movie. Look at me. I'm in charge now. And he didn't really want to look at him. I mean, I'm just telling you, Crawford is the coldest, DA coldest in the game. He really is.
Bruh, hey, Steve, hold on, I have one more for you. Shout out to Swift 718 for dropping that half a quarter for Doug. He said the WBO allows for reigning champs to challenge the next weight class WBO champ. Okay.
Absolutely. That's how Usyk got his title shot against Anthony Joshua, and that is a rule they've had for at least 15, 20 years. Absolutely correct.
And also, that's how Crawford got his shot at Jeff Horn.
Yes, right off the bat. You're absolutely correct.
I have one more for you. If as it relates to Crawford, when he was with Top Rank, explain to me why he wasn't able to land the Manny Pacquiao fight when both of them were with the same company.
My view is this. I think maybe Bob had some sympathy for Manny, but here's another thing. I was told by people in Pacquiao's camp, you can guess who? They never wanted Crawford.
Well, Freddie Roach.
Freddie
Roach said that. I heard Freddie Roach say that.
Okay, well, Freddie's admitted it. He told me that 5 years ago. So, yeah, it was Freddie, by the way. Sources say. Hey, Coach, sources say. Freddie.
Yeah, sources say. Sources say. Freddie like, man, look, man, we ain't fighting that.
Look, Freddie has a great eye.
Yeah.
And he told me one day, he goes, Steve, that Crawford, he goes, man, that's tough. He's told me this, about other guys. Like, yeah, it's kind of tough, Steve. So, when a trainer tells you off the record, oh, that's kind of tough, that means yeah, we don't want it. That's kind of what it means. It's a code phrase.
Hey, Steve, man. Hey, thank you so much for calling the show, man. I really appreciate you. Is there anything you want to leave any parting words to the audience? We have 1,700 people here.
First of all, look, I love listening to you at least 60 to 90 minutes a day on my drive to the office here in Montebello, and you do a great job of keeping everyone entertained and informed. Just keep listening, and also my little program with Mario Lopez, the 3 Knockdown Rule, is out on YouTube.
Yep.
And we'll continue to do what you do, Coach. Keep preaching the message. Keep grinding away. We need independent, bright voices like yours. and I will continue to watch and listen, brother.
All right, thank you, man. Steve Kim, shout out. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the 3 Knockdown Room podcast. It's on YouTube. I watch all of the episodes myself. Please, you guys, go subscribe. Shout out to Steve Kim.
All right, Coach. Talk to you later, brother. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Phone lines finna get ready to drop down. The phone lines, we're going to rock out about another hour, man, so don't worry. We're not shutting it down early today. We're going to rock out another hour. Let me get ready to get everything prepared. When I drop the phone number, then you guys can call. When I drop the number, then you guys can call. As a matter of fact, let's let it be known, we got a bunch of people hate watching. We got 1,600 people in here, almost 1,700 people in here, and less than 1,000 likes. I need 120 more likes. Once I get the likes up, then we'll drop the phone lines. If you sitting here hate watching, don't want to hit the like button, Riley, get it.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap-ass cigars. Fuck your yuck-mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Don't forget tomorrow, guys, we got Bomac coming on. We got Bomac coming on tomorrow. Got some really good questions I want to ask Bomac. We have him coming on tomorrow. And Friday, I got a treat for you guys. Well, Bomac, we don't got Bomac coming on, so that it's nothing really going to top that. Steve Kim, we got my main man, Timothy Bradley, Rick Glazier, Bomac coming on tomorrow. Friday, Tenderoni Friday, I have a treat. We have a boxing commissioner, a Texas boxing commissioner, and he said he's going to spill the tea on everything that goes on. And we have a matchmaker from Dallas, Texas. So we have a Dallas, Texas matchmaker, a Texas matchmaker, and we have a commissioner, Texas commissioner coming on Friday for an interview. Boy, this going to be something else, boy. True. All I know, boy, it's a whole lot of niggas going to be crying. That's all I know, boy. It's going to be a whole boy. Listen, boy. Hey, listen, you know what I like about it? He said he going to spill the tea. He said, I'm going to tell you everything, Coach. You can ask me anything you want to ask me. I'm going to let you and your audience know how this game is played. That's what he told me. He said, no matter what, I'm going to let you know how this game is played. We're going to go to a short identification break. Hopefully when we come back, we need 36 more likes. We'll be at 1,000, and the phone lines will be
about you. And ever since that first night, it seems like I've been going crazy about you.
Mint green chrome in the butt, burnt orange 550. Say the pinky ring pimp, give love pussy. Seafood, big pool, make your girl look. Backwoods, big grill, watch the chef cook. Talk slow, big smoke in the moonlight. Knock your doors down, shout it till your mind right. East Point, Fulton County, where a nigga from. Got love.
Shout out to my main man, Big Gip of the Goodie Mob, man. He got them Gip goodies. You will be able to get access to that, man. He got some of the best products. Matter of fact, I have some right here. Shit, I don't know. Sitting there talking. I got the box right here. Nigga, we got the motherfucking Delta 8 CBD. You know what I mean? We got the Delta 8 CBD right here, man. This here, boy, I smoked this here. This is pretty good. Big Gip even got the drinks. He got the doggone hemp drinks. He got the rum drinks right here. That shit real smooth, had you laid back. But I tried everything. Shit, we even got the vapes. Big Gip got the vapes as well. We don't have 1,000 likes yet, so anybody calling before 1,000 likes, I'm not answering the phone. What else we got? Shit, we got these gummies right here. Man, I took one of these goddamn Delta 8 gummies. I was like a goddamn zombie. I'm like, what the fuck wrong with me? He got some good stuff, man. Got some good stuff right there, man. It is what it is, man. We got to send a shout out to the haters who don't want to hit the like
Let
button.
me address something to some of the haters out there about me. Y'all can kiss my ass. Twice.
Shout out to Gloria Day in the Mighty Central.
Gloria Day in the Centrips.
These niggas don't play. These niggas don't play.
We don't play.
You ain't heard. They be tripping.
We be tripping.
So they swerving on.
Swerve on.
No faking and no snitching. And rapping hard for us. Niggas on the bus.
We have reached the magic number, 1,000 likes. Phone lines is dropping, and within seconds.
You want to talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
Call the coach at 530-494-9636. We waiting on your bitch ass. Yes, sir. The coach is accepting threats today. Anybody want to threaten the coach today? I am accepting threats. You know what I mean? I'm feeling kind of jovial. I don't smoke two jizzles of the stickiest of the icky.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
The old boy feeling good. I am prepared for the threats. Please have your ski mask on when you threaten me. Please have the ski mask on when you threaten me. I need to feel your gangster. If you as gangster as you say you is, when you type it in all caps and in gun emojis, the only way you can convince me, you're going to have a ski mask on when you're calling me, threatening me. That's the only way I'm going to be scared. Now, if you ain't got no ski mask on, I ain't going to be scared. But, boy, you better have that ski mask on. You better say, pew, 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 rah. Let me know you got that yapper. You got that stick. Let me know you ain't nothing to play with your digital ass.
You just sit here, you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, we got these digital gangsters now. These slow-ass niggas on YouTube and Twitter, y'all are some of the dumbest motherfuckers I ever seen in my life. These remedial motherfuckers be going around lying, trying to threaten people from your mama's house. Sorry about that. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? This is Napash calling from Columbus, Ohio. What's popping, coach?
Napash from Columbus. Talk to me.
Man, here we go. So check this out, coach. Yes, I've been going around on YouTube checking out all of the, you just having fun, right? You just want to go around and just, go around the neighborhood and go see some of these suckers and these Wakandas and these chump suckers, that are hiding, and they come out talking that talk. And, they're ready to cry so hard they can barely speak. So some of the things that I've been checking out, especially what you've been saying too, what you've seen, about the BDA, Dr. 805.
Oh, what did you name Dr. 805?
Dr. 805. That's just one. But the thing about it is that Dr. 805 is actually Hey, check it out. He is a steroids doctor first. All right. He knows about steroids. He also works with the elderly that has dementia and Alzheimer's. And this is why he knows that Spence got a problem. That's just one. And so you got these other shows running with that. Talking about, he's a doctor. He's a doctor. He knows. He knows. No. He's a steroid doctor. He worked with elderly people. So as we move on from that, I'm rolling on the floor, right? And I said, man, this is fun. I said, you know what? I ain't trying to be mean, but I'm about to go check out all these suckers. I said, for some reason, it's hard to pull up these chumps on my YouTube now. When they used to just fly off my board. I said, where they at? I said, okay, let me go check out some more. So I come across some of these new YouTubes that are against Crawford over the last, year popping up, trying to go ahead and scrape up that little bit of dog dust, duty brown stuff that they've been dropping off, right? So I said, okay, I come across this one guy named Chuckles or Chuckler or Chuckles or some kind of mob boss name he's trying to use. And the next thing this dude starts talking about is, it's not a conspiracy. Look at his glove. This is his title. Look at the glove.
I got other calls calling in, but go ahead, pal.
All right, so check it out. So real quick as we go in, I'm like, dude, I leave a message for him. I say, man, check this out. Didn't Crawford get his hands raised without no gloves on? Didn't Crawford get his hands wrapped? He wrapped his own hands while he was getting an interview with Spence Jr.'s people in the back. These guys and these conspiracy theories coming out of their butts, man, is absolutely amazing, Coach. And I got love for you. Great interview. You're one of the best interviewers on YouTube.
All right, shout out to the Post, Columbus, Ohio. Salute, fam. Yeah, man, I'm just like, bro, these niggas be, hey, dog. See, hey, dog, hey, what happened? Hey, tell me what happened, man. Tell me what happened. See, I'm finna tell you what happened now.
You see what it is. See what it is, baby boy. See what had happened was.
No, see what happened was. I'm finna tell you what happened now. See, the powers that be, you know, they didn't want the big fish, bro. I don't heard it all. Caller, what's the name you calling from?
This is James, and I'm calling from North Carolina.
James from North Carolina, talk to me.
So, I don't think a lot of people are making a big deal out of it, and which I think it is a big deal. But you know, Crawford has a wrestling background, man. So it's, you know, he was really never out of position in that fight, man. And people don't make a big deal out of it, but you know, when you think about it, man, you know, I just say to myself, like, man, you know, I don't hear many people bring that up, and I want to know your thoughts on it.
You know, I mean, a lot of people was very dismissive of anything dealing with Crawford. Yeah, I mean, he has a wrestling background, he has a strong core, he has a strong base, he's built from the ground up. A lot of people was very dismissive, and again, so that's why they didn't mention it much. And then his supporters spoke about it, you know, as well. But it was his supporters versus the hate. The hate was kind of out because it was kind of drowning a lot of the Crawford supporters. So now it ain't no fun. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So now the Crawford supporters have the gun now, and Wild Lee Coyote is running, and you know the Road Runner is running, and they coming up with all types of excuses because it can't be that I was wrong. It can't be, dog, you know what, man, I was wrong. Crawford was a lot better than I gave him credit for because of my dislike for Crawford and my hatred for Crawford, because he would not give our YouTube organization an interview. We decided to turn against him and talk bad about him, even though prior to him coming to 147 pounds, Doodoo Brown, Boston Shigo, Fagnon, the entire Alphabet Boy community, all of them were fans of Crawford at 135 and 140. But when he got to 147, they switched on him. So instead of them admitting that they was wrong, they can't admit that. It has to be anything other than I was wrong. That's a classic case of confirmation bias and self-denial. They're just in denial at this point.
Absolutely, man. And look, I like your channel, man. I love you, and I wish great things for you, brother.
Hey, thank you so much, James. No, Cadillac, stand up. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's like, listen. It's like a man coming home. Check this out. It's like a man coming home. He catches woman in the buck by the plumber. The plumber got his woman in the buck. He moaning and stuff. He kicked the door down. Oh, no, man, get off my wife. He grabbing her, jumping on it and stuff like that. And she like, no, baby, what you doing? What you doing, baby? It ain't what you think it is. It is what I think it is. I caught you with the plumber. And then she tells him, and then he starts to think about it because he's so in love. Carla, hold on. He's so in love. So in his mind, he starts to rationalize, okay, you know what? She did tell me it wasn't what I thought it was. Well, you know what? Well, maybe I didn't see her in the buck. She said they were just playing. Maybe they was just playing. And then you start to tell yourself this stuff. And then, no, dog, that ain't what happened, dog. She was playing, dog. I ain't see her in the buck with the plumber. And they start to tell themselves things in order to cope with the reality of the trauma they just experienced. And this is what's going on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, this is Sean from Duval. What's up?
Saul from Duval. Talk to me.
Hey, man, that was a perfectly box. That was a perfectly. I don't think I ever seen nobody box that perfect. Like, he hit all the checks, you know, for what people, you know, try to, you know, train for, you know. That's probably why they thought it was rigged up and shit, the way he, you know, it looked perfect, you know.
He said, that's all I'm saying. That's why they probably thought it rigged up. He said he couldn't have whooped my dog that bad. It ain't no way in the hell he whooped him like that, man. Like that
jab from the southpaw stance,
yeah.
I was like, and I don't think I was. That was just amazing, man. I you know, that was an amazing performance, man. But at the end of the day, when you knock a man for all these years talking bad about him, and then when he, you know, rise up and win, you know, he deserves it. You know, God bless him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out to Saul from Duval, man. Duval County stand-up salute, fam.
All right.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Duval. Hey, hold on. Let me get the super chats. I think we got a couple of super chats, right? We got a couple of super chats. Did I get them? Yeah, I got them. Hey, bro, I got some cash apps I need to get to. I do see the cash apps, guys. I will get to the cash apps, I promise you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up? This is Jamal from Detroit.
Jamal from Detroit. Talk to me.
Hey, man, this is a couple of things that's kind of funny. You know, I be on Facebook on the little boxing chat.
Yes, sir.
And it's a lot of bitter sexuals out in this motherfucker right now, and they got this little pattern they do. They come in, they be like, yeah, butt was good, and then it's the butt where everything come out, and they like, this motherfucker said, hey, check this out. This motherfucker said, he good, but he need to at least fight Boots and Charlo and Canelo because his resume ain't there. I said, man, get the fuck out of here. they don't stop, man. But hey, I gotta say this though, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I just came down and we went. Me and my wife and my homeboy, we've been arguing about this shit for 5 years. He is sexual, right? He went out there with one of them damn smoking on Bud shirts. We went to the closed circuit to see if that shit was live. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. I gave Earl a lot of shit. Hey, Earl got my respect. That man didn't make not one excuse. You got to show that young man some love for that, man. And I say this, I think he should take the rematch, man, because where he gonna go from here? He gonna always be under Terence Crawford if he don't. You know, so he need to retire. Or he need to take that fight. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you get his ass beat again, you get his ass beat $20 million. I know niggas get their ass beat for hardly nothing.
Yeah, for real, though, yeah. All right.
Hey, can I hit you with one more thing, too, man? One more thing, too.
Go ahead.
Man, I went to Fag 9 page. That nigga looks so sad, man. That nigga look like he got a pile up in his intestines, man. And you need to see the way he be talking. That nigga face be all turned up and bitter. Hey, last thing. This probably the last thing. The one other thing that I picked up about Derrick James, I think what Earl need to do, he don't need to fire him. He needs to pick up somebody else on it. They need to get a team because what happened to Derrick James, he got beat by a team this week. Yeah. And then he kept trying to like showcase that it's me doing this. I ain't got nobody else. You got them. Well, and then when I listened to a little interview the big fella.
I gotta let you go, man, because I got a lot of callers coming in. But
okay, brother. Yeah, all love, man. Hey, great job on the show, man.
All right, man. Shout out to Jamal, Detroit, stand up. Hey, listen. Bro, I did see the live, one of the lives with Fag 9. The man looked like he was constipated. Man. That was one of his shows where he said he's going to eat crow. I did see that. Somebody sent it to me. I watched like maybe 45 minutes of it. I hit the like button for him. The man looked like he was constipated. You know how a nigga be constipated? You're like, God damn, I'm constipated, dog. He looked like he was constipated, dog. Like, because they was all in emotionally against Terence Crawford. Shout out the Straight Decades. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said, every time Coach say, Doo-Doo Brown, I fall out. Hey, bro, listen. All them dudes, bro. Hey, the shit was hilarious, fam. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, Coach, just face the kid, man. What's going on?
I didn't even get your name, fam. Can you repeat it again, sir?
Face the kid, man. From London.
Okay, Ace the kid from London. I'm from London. Okay, talk to me.
No, base the kid.
Oh, okay, I got the base. Okay, I got you. Talk to me, fam.
Yeah. No, I'm just calling in. First time ever actually calling into the show. Obviously, I watch the show, support the channel, all that good stuff. I'm just here like catching jokes, basically. Like you, every time you're on, you just make me laugh in it. So keep your foot on their necks, all that good stuff. I appreciate all of it. I was like you. I didn't give Errol a chance in hell. I know that you're with you support Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV, but he wasn't quite heterosexual. Yeah, he wasn't quite an heterosexual, but he was heavy on the Spence support. So he's been hurting ever since Saturday. He had to pay me a lot of money for that loss. So we thank God.
Okay. All right, man. But salute to you, fam. Shout out to London, man. Stand up. Yes, sir, man. Hey, doggone on. Hey, dog, bro, let me tell you something, bro. Like, some of these dudes, boy, they got to find coping mechanisms. We got to find coping mechanisms in order to deal with the reality of the situation as it relates to the trauma that we just witnessed. Get these cash apps out the way, man, because we do have cash apps. We do have cash apps. Let's get the cash apps out of the way, and let's see what we have. We got a cash app. Let's see what we have. That's from Harvey. We got a cash app from Harvey. Thought I had something else. I guess that's it. Hold on. Look like I had another one right here. Shout out to Rose. Hey, okay. Dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Cash app.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to Rose dropping that dub on your boy Cash app. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
South side of Houston. What's up, Will?
Man, south side of Houston, man. Rick, what's happening, man?
And Monday night, when I talked to Ronnie Shields when he got back here home to Houston, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ronnie tells me that he talked to Bomac before the weigh-ins and before the pre-fight, when all the people now saying Earl look funny, Earl look drug, Earl look high. Ronnie told me, Bomac told him he was tired as hell. He said him and his whole staff haven't been home in 3 months. They've been working hard. They've been putting in hella work, and it's gonna be easy. Bomac declared it was gonna be easy before any supposedly Earl looking weight drain and before Earl looked drugged. They completely expected this fight to be easy. So with all the loaded gloves, stacked wraps, something wrong with Earl, Bud don't get no credit for me. Dog, it's painfully obvious Bud is not going to get his full just due with a certain sector of people. And I really don't want to see the rematch, Will, but Earl wanted. Earl not making excuses. And if that's what it's going to take for Bud to beat this man again, it's going to be the same result, then so be it, dog. So be it.
Yeah.
And that's all I got, man. That's all I got today, man.
Man, shout out to Rick. Southside, stand up, man. Southside, Houston, A-Sound in the house. And that's what I'm saying too. I'm like, man, well, you know what, man? If this is what it's going to take in order to satisfy his fan base, then so be it. And that's what his fan base want. No, at the end of the day, I'm not telling Spence to listen to his fans. I'm saying like his fan base, apparently they can't get over it. So if they can't get over it, they might pressure him. Now you better take this doggone rematch. Take the rematch. Show him what time it was. And then if he fight him again and beat him, it's gonna be the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury situation all over again. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Mateen from California.
Mateen from Cali. Talk to me.
Hey, man, I'm just so happy that Terence Crawford finally was able to prove himself as being the best. I actually remember Crawford from the amateurs when he got robbed of the 2006 Golden Glove. My cousin was fighting in it, and we watched his career from the beginning, and it was always difficult. I always felt like he always was being held back, even when he was over at Arm, he was under Lomachenko's shadow. He was trying to get the Pacquiao fight, and Arm was saying people don't know him enough when he was already a champion. He had beat Ricky Burns, the same Ricky Burns that was trying to fight Broner. He took out Gamboa, and so he had went through so much, beat Victor Posto, just people that are difficult to beat. He made it look easy, and I feel like that public issue that Arm gave made it difficult for Bud to be
absolutely
negotiating power. And I was like, why is Bob Arm constantly bashing Bud openly like that? Yeah. And the way he took out Jeff Horn when Pacquiao was having issues with him, he made Jeff Horn look easy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I was always frustrated, like, Bud, it's hard for me to get a just due. He finally got it. I was arguing with my cousins. I said Spence is too flat-footed. Bud got too much in his toolbox. And honestly, that fight, he didn't even look like he even had to go in his toolbox.
No, he didn't.
Him and Bomac just put together.
No, he did. He just fought him in orthodox stance, didn't make any adjustments. He didn't even get out of the first gear. Normally, other fights, he'd get out of gear. I think maybe the moment was too big for Errol Spence at that time because he normally fighting in Vegas that amount of pressure. But thank you for calling the show, Martine. Cali, we got other calls. Salute, fam. Yeah, I just think that yeah, man. You see it like sometimes it's like, bro, the reality of the situation is here. You feel that individual who you fought like, damn, dog, this dude. I feel this dude energy. This gonna be different. This ain't no Mikey. This ain't no Mike Peterson. This ain't no Danny Garcia. This ain't no Ugas. This dude is something different. Caller, what's your name when you calling from?
Am I on, Coach? Is this you?
Caller, what's your name when you calling from?
Yes, Jamal from Frisco, Texas.
Jamal from Texas. Talk to me.
So first of all, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being a voice that I have finally found that makes sense of boxing. I have been following Bud Crawford since he came out and fought. Who's the guy that knocked out Amir Khan that he fought?
Hold on. You're talking about damn, I forgot. Was it Prescott?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm not sure who that was that knocked out Amir Khan guy. Was that Prescott?
Yeah, Brettis Prescott. I've been following him since he fought Brettis Prescott on the HBO broadcast. I personally refer to Terence Crawford as the last great HBO fighter. He's the last great HBO fighter. But thank you for being a voice. I just want to give you your props. It's been far too long.
Yes,
this guy has been blackballed. He's been sold out. He's been disregarded. And it's unfortunate because he's been this good the whole entire time. He's been this good the whole entire time. He's an all-time great. When you mention the four kings in Mayweather, you have to mention Terence Crawford after this great performance that he gave the boxing community. Again, Coach, I just want to give you your props. You've done a great job in covering what's real about boxing, and you've exposed the foolishness that we see on YouTube. We're seeing everything from loaded gloves. I hear people saying he got hit behind his ear in the first knockdown and it affected his equilibrium. He was drained. Look, if he had all the power, he could have made this fight 5 years ago. Right, he could have. If it was about the power that Errol Spence had, then he should have fought him 5 years ago. What we found out is that he never really wanted this fight.
No, they didn't
want it. He didn't want it, and we all knew it if you were a real boxing fan. This ain't got nothing to do with my affinity for Terence Crawford. Fighters make fights. And the Four Kings proved that to you. And Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley, they proved that to you. Fighters make fights. And when fights don't happen, it's because somebody don't want to fight. Just ask Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Sugar Ray Leonard did not want to fight Aaron Pryor.
I got you. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't want to fight Aaron Pryor. My uncle.
Have a good one, Coach. Good job, man.
Shout out to Jamal from Texas. Salute, fam. Let's get to all of the super chats. We got super chats, guys. Let's get to the super chat. Shout out to Basic Kid. Hey, okay. Dropping them 5 pounds on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to Basic Kid. What you say, fam? You say salute, Coach. I'm gonna send you my main number on Twitter. He said we all gotta do a show together in the future. Yes, sir. Y'all just hit me up, man. I like to jump on panels like I don't like to really rock with a lot of the big channels, to be honest with you. The big channels don't rock with me like that anyway, so to be fair, they don't. But I like to rock with the other channels who may not be as popular or whatever the case may be. You'll always find me. When I watch boxing, I watch a lot of the smaller channels. I really don't watch the big channels, to be fair, when I do watch. Shout out to Ellie Maddox. Hey, okay. Dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Alice say, Coach, Bud's eyes was stoic. He's 100% in the zone. The moment wasn't too big, ice in his veins, and Bud came like Achilles and took Hector's head clean off. The Wakandas, in shock and disbelief, they shook to the core. Well, the thing is, what I'm saying is, when you tell yourself a lie for so long, and the reality of the situation, and you come face to face with the reality of the situation, meaning the truth, anytime the lie meets the truth, the lie cannot handle being in the presence of truth. You get what I'm saying? There's an old story, right? You got the well-dressed-up truth and the naked lie. The well-dressed-up lie and the naked truth. Sorry about that. So what happened was there was a man by the name of lie and a man by the name of truth. The naked lie versus the well-dressed-up truth. What happened was they was walking down the beach in Clearwater Beach in Florida in the summertime, 105 degrees outside, and so the truth decided to jump in the ocean and take a swim. So he took his clothes off, jumped in the ocean. The lie saw that the truth took his clothes off and jumped in the ocean. He concocted a scheme in order to disguise himself as the truth. Because the lie realized every time I show up as a naked lie, people reject me. But if I could disguise myself in the cloak of the truth, then I would be able to have my lies easily accepted because people would accept him as the truth, even though I'm nothing but a well-dressed up lie. So what happened was the lie saw the truth jump in the ocean to go swimming. He took his clothes off and put on the clothes, cloaked himself in the clothes of the truth. That's how he became the well-dressed up lie. The truth saw him swim out of the ocean and went to chasing the lie. And every time the lie is around and the truth is not there, he's able to dwell and function amongst the people. But when the naked truth shows up and say, hey, lie, what's up, man? You got my clothes on. The lie is now exposed. The lie doesn't like to be exposed, so they got to keep coming up with certain things. When you got channels like the LDBC channels, all of them, they represent the lie. The Fag Nons, the She-Goes, the Doodoo Browns, and their affiliate channels, they represent the lie. They represent the well-dressed up lie. Their job is to continue to perpetuate the foolishness for super chats and dropping and ad revenue and stuff like that. That's what they do it for, right? And their hatred of Crawford as well. But that's what it is when your house is built, and that's why we growing. That's why we got so many people who show up on our lives. Because you guys know that we represent the well-dressed up the naked truth. Caller, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Nate Johnson calling in. How you doing, Coach?
Nate Johnson calling in. Where you calling from?
Calling from Texas.
I'm from Texas. Talk to me.
All right, now, obviously, going into the fight, I was a Spence fan. Now, when they did the toe-to-toe and did the weigh-in, I looked at how both of them was physically formed. And I said, man, Bud never looked that strong. He never looked that strong before. Off of that was the reason why I didn't put money on the fight. So I got lucky. I got very lucky on that fight. I've been watching both of them for a while. I was going for Spence because I can relate to Spence more as far as his character.
What about his character?
I told my son, I said, this is gonna be tough.
Okay.
Go ahead, Coach.
No. Go ahead. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
But so the outcome of the fight, I didn't lose any money. Only because when I saw that weigh-in, that changed my mind from I was going to put a G on it. Now, I was going to ask you this. Besides the fight between Spence and Bud, all-time great, and their all-time prime, who would you put money on, Crawford or Floyd?
All-time great, all-time prime. Well, prime Floyd Mayweather is 130, 135. That's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Right.
I take Pretty Boy Floyd. I like Pretty Boy Floyd. It's a fantasy match over Crawford. So I would say that. I like Pretty Boy Floyd over Crawford. Fantasy match doesn't mean anything, just an opinion. The 147 version of Floyd Mayweather, once he become Money Mayweather.
Yeah, 147.
I take Terence Crawford 7 days a week and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm out, Coach.
All right, salute. Shout out to Nate from Texas, man. Shout out to Straight Ducats. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said they don't know how many national championship wrestlers come out of Omaha. I ain't one of them. Ben stepping. Yeah, these guys, exactly. Like, to be a wrestler, the world-class wrestlers. And the crazy part about it, at the B&B Academy, I don't know if you guys know this. I have footage I haven't even released. But at the B&B Academy, one side of the gym is a boxing gym. The other side is a wrestling. So they got kids on the other side wrestling, and they have kids, in the boxing part of it. It's a big warehouse, and it's split in 2 halves. And Bud has a lot of kids that come there to fight. You get what I'm saying? They come there and fight. Carla, hold on. And as long as those kids show up, they stay out of trouble and stuff like that, they don't even have to pay in order to go to the gym. They don't even have to pay. I'm not saying that all of them are like that, but if it's a poor kid, they ain't really got no money, they let them come in, but they have to show up every day and work and be willing to put the work in. And then you'll see Bud in the gym showing other kids how to shadow box, how to actually train in the gym. Like you would see him. I was at the gym. Coach Red was helping. He was helping Bud. Then Bud got out of the ring. Coach Red was helping Bud. And then Bernie the Boxer got in there. He was working the pad. Then Bomac was in there. Then Saul. Then once he finished, he got on the treadmill. He said, "Hey, Red, work with that kid right there. Work with that kid right there." This kid was like 7, 8 years old because nobody was paying him any attention. Guess who spotted him? Terence Crawford spotted him. Nobody was paying this kid any attention. He said, "Hey, Red, work with that kid right there." And then once he finished, he started working with the kids. Now, this guy is a multi-millionaire. Probably got a net worth from eight figures easy right now. Made a boatload of money. And I'm just saying, this is the type of guy he is. And then on the other side of the gym, there's the wrestling. It's hot as hell over there. It's like 100 degrees over there. It's like they have the heat on. It's like 100 degrees in there. And they wrestling in that heat. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Felicia from St. Louis.
Felicia from St. Louis. Talk to me, sis.
Coach, first I want to give a big shout out to you and your content. You do wonderful interviews. You have good content, and I want to thank you. First of all, it was an upset that nobody even thought would happen like it did. It went down like it did. No excuses, none from Earl. All his fans trying to make excuses. It is what it is. Terrence was the better man. My thing is, Kenny Porter said that he thought Spence was going to win the fight. I guess my thing with that is Sean gave Earl a for real fight. And by the knockdown, in my opinion, that's the only way Earl won this fight with Porter. He had to stop the fight with Bud. So for him to even think that Spence was going to beat Bud was ludicrous to me. Second of all, big shout out to Bomac and the whole team. Nobody down talk. They kept it real classy. And tomorrow, tell Bomac all of them fat jokes and all of that Derrick James was saying and all of that whack shit. Tell him he got 4 belts to keep his pants up now. He ain't fat. He just well motherfucking rounded. Yeah. Shout out to you, Coach. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, sis. St. Louis, stand up. Hey, Felicia, shout out to Felicia. Hey, man. Hey, shout out to $1 Trillion Dreams. Hey, okay. We're dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, what to say, fam? He said, I love Clarissa Shields, but she tripping trying to fight men. If she wants some smoke, go fight on Shadeja Green. Yeah, Clarissa Shields, I do hear that she said she want to fight Keith Thurman. I think she want to fight Keith Thurman. I think that's what she said, But let's say a special prayer. Let's just say a special prayer for Clarissa Shields. If she want to fight Keith one time Thurman, if she want to fight him and they can get the bag, let's say a special prayer for both of them.
And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand because it helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes. It helped Daniel get out the lion's den. It helped Gilligan get off the island. Lord.
If the Lord can help Gilligan get off the island, surely the Lord. Hey, what the fuck is this? Shout out to James. James Evans dropping that quarter of a dub. Who the hell is this guy? Somebody requesting some money from me. I don't know who the hell you is. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Somebody requesting some money from me. Yeah, you got the wrong. Man, I'm finna decline this. Who the hell is you? Nope. Decline. I don't know who the hell you is. Requesting some money from me on Cash App. I do not know who you is. Shit. Better go get it from your baby daddy. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's D-Block. One time.
D-Block, your reception don't sound good. You got my Bluetooth?
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, Coach. I'm so sorry. No. Give me a second. Give me a second. He's holding on.
D-Block, we doing is running the show, man. Just call me back when you
Can you hear me, Coach?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah, Coach, I got to say one thing, Coach.
Yes, sir.
You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Coach?
D-Block, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hold on.
All right.
You hear about Tank Davis trying to fight Crawford, Coach?
Yeah, I heard about that. He said something about him, he'll check his chin and stuff. I don't know if he's really trying to fight him, but
Let me tell you something, man. When that bobblehead, that idiot, tries to challenge the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, he's gonna feel just like Errol Spence, Coach, and he's gonna get knocked the fuck out. There's actually people right now, Coach, saying that Tank Davis could knock out Terence Crawford. Even people on the radio are saying Tank Davis has a chance because he got that power. I'm gonna tell you something, Coach. People are so fucking delusional that they saw their own man, the man that they were riding with, and they're like, you know what? We gotta make up a story. Tank Davis gonna come up and save us. Baltimore, don't let that man get beat up. He's gonna get beat up and whooped. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore, stand up.
Shout out to D-Block. Man, D-Block, man, I don't know what's wrong with D-Block, but D-Block be calling. What you? Oh yeah, okay. When D-Block, you be calling, man, sound like you be on the water, the wind be blowing, bro. Like I mean, god damn, D-Block, you get what I'm saying? Ain't no shade or nothing, but you my dog. I rocks with you, D-Block, but come on, man, god damn, man, you gotta explain this here, man. When you talking about, you know what I mean? God damn, D-Block.
We must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate, to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumvent, circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation.
Hold on, guys. Caller, what's your
What
name?
up, Coach?
Caller, what's your name? When you calling from?
This is Hector from Massachusetts.
What's your name is?
Hector.
Hector from Massachusetts. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
Hey, what's up, Coach, man? Sorry about that. Hey, I called about a month ago or 2 weeks ago, and we talked about how it gets.
Are you talking to me? Are you calling me on the Bluetooth, sir?
Oh man, hold up, Coach. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a lot better.
All right, appreciate it. Hey, we talked about it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago about having a game plan or having one or two different game plans, and you said it was terrible because someone told you that it would have been terrible to have more than one game plan to fight, in a big fight. I guess it's true. Errol only had one game plan, and that was just going straight at it. But he got pummeled.
What it was, I had Tommy Brooks on, and Tommy Brooks, I asked him a question when I interviewed him a couple of years ago. I said, well, when you have a fighter and you're going into a championship fight or whatever, do you how many game plans do you have? Do you normally have a plan A, B, C, and D? When you fight someone? And he told me no. He said I have a plan A and a plan B. He said the reason why I only have a plan A and a plan B, and he said every fighter is different. Some fighters can retain more information than others, but most fighters, the worst thing you want to do is have a confused fighter. So if you got all these different plans and you got to get to a plan C and a plan D in order to win a fight, then 9 times out of 10 you just fight someone that's better than you. So that's what he said. So he said, but everybody is different. Like Pernell Whitaker probably can handle and retain more information than someone that's like maybe an Errol Spence or whatever. So that's what he was saying.
So when Porter said that Spence was a little, how you say, I ain't gonna say stupid because that's the wrong word, but he did say that he wasn't intelligent when he fought him. When Porter fought Spence, he said it was odd to see that Spence wasn't as intelligent that he thought he was because of the things that he did in the ring. So, I mean, that's just to say of your coaching staff
If they're not teaching you the right thing, you're not gaining any information. That has to do with the team that you have around you.
Well,
So,
I mean,
back in the day,
I mean,
back in the day when I was a football player, I had 3 or 4 or 5 different coaches to judge. It wasn't just one coach.
Yeah, but football and boxing is different though. So, but I get what you're saying. Shout out to Hector, man, Massachusetts, stand up, fam. I get what you're saying though, fam. Yes, sir. Hold on, guys. We got another call calling in. Phone line's hot. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Coach Malachi Williams, Willie Cole. How you doing, brother?
Willie Cole, man. Willie Cole from Houston. Talk to me, fam.
Real quickly, Coach. No need to talk about the fight. We saw that Rembrandt. I just want to get your opinion on something, Coach. Here in Houston, of course, there's a lot of Errol Spence fans out here.
Yes, sir.
And all of them are quoting stuff off of social media. I don't have a problem with the social media thing. My problem is this, Coach. Do you believe that social media is dumbing down the excitement of the sport? In other words, you know what I'm saying? They can't give Crawford the credit because they don't know how to give him the credit because they don't know shit about boxing, but they're absolutely listening to everything that's being said on social media.
This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Social media. You have a lot of remedial people on social media. Basically, it's like this, and it's as simple as this. If somebody doesn't like Willie Cole, there's nothing that you're going to do to make them like you. So when people have an emotional investment in the person that they like, and they have an emotional investment in the person that they don't like, they find joy in seeing bad things or things that they perceive to be failures to the person that they don't like. They find joy in that, right? So when a person that they don't like accomplishes something spectacular, or in boxing, if a person that they don't like defeats a guy that they have an emotional attachment to in the ring, then they have what we call meltdowns. It sends a shock through their mind and their brain because all of the information that they have been receiving thus far as it relates to the person that they don't like has been everything that confirms their dislike for that individual. No matter how much of a lie or not true it is. So when the person who they don't like Terence Crawford, destroys the guy who they do like Errol Spence, we can't handle that. Our feeble-minded brains is not able to process that information because it's too disappointing for me. Because emotionally, I have invested so much time in hating Willie Cole. There's no way in the hell Willie Cole is a better player than me. There's no way in the hell Willie Cole got more holes than me. There's no way in the hell Willie Cole making more money than me. There's no way in the hell Willie Cole knocked me out when we had a fight in Las Vegas last week. There's no way in the hell. It has to be something, a logical explanation as to why Willie Cole was able to put hands and foots in my ass. Maybe his baby mama was bow-legged. You know I like my women knock-kneaded. Maybe Willie Cole had egg wakes in his gloves. Maybe Willie Cole could pay my trainer to spike my water. Maybe Willie Cole paid the referee to stop the fight. Maybe Willie Cole snuck some kind of drugs in my body without me seeing anything other than the truth. And that's what the reality is.
Damn it, Coach. Yeah. I mean, see, when I listen to your synopsis, I keep trying my best to lend credence to what I'm hearing, right? And the thing is that me and you can watch football. You might like the Dolphins. I'm a 49er fan. And we could go back and forth about the players and everything. We've never met hardly any of them. We just know them by what we see. But it's a different feeling with the boxing thing, bro. Yeah. It is so vitriol and so much venom that it makes you damn near not want to watch boxing no more, man.
Yeah. I mean,
anyway, Coach.
Go ahead with it. Sorry about that,
it's sick, man. That's all. I'm just depressed, man. It's just depressed.
I got a question to ask you before you go. What the hell is going on with Jamal Charlo, man? Willie, check this out. I saw a video of Jamal Charlo when he was in Vegas, and he was trying to get on the floor by the ring in order to watch the fight, the Crawford Spence fight. And that was a white guy and an old white lady. The man literally kind of like pushed the white lady out of the way, snatched away from her, pushed her out of the way, like telling her to get out of the way so he can walk by. This a little small, short, little white lady. He pushed her out of the way. And my problem is this. Okay, you want to push an old white lady or Hispanic lady out of the way. Okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, no problem, right? But shout out to my sister Nick Rich and Bless. But where was that energy at for Caleb Plant? When Caleb Plant slapped the taste out your mouth, I didn't see you trying to push nobody to get to Caleb Plant. I didn't see you try to swing on nobody or curse nobody out to get to Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant slapped the taste out of your mouth in front of your girl, in front of your boys that was around you. Ain't nobody did nothing. But then when you trying to get on the floor to see the Spence and Crawford fight, you pushed the old white lady out of the way. Where was that energy at for Caleb Plant? What y'all saying about that in Houston?
Bro, let me look here. I was in Louisiana for the fight, for the weekend, right? And I'm a Louisiana / Texas boy. I was born in Louisiana, raised in Texas, and I can tell you that cats not stealing them in either state, man. Because I was in a room full of people, and that video came across, right? When Caleb slapped the hell out of him, it came across on a big ass TV, coach. I looked. It was, hey, I felt a little sorry because damn near everybody in the bitch said what his punk ass get. How about he from Lafayette, Louisiana? He ain't from no motherfucking Lafayette. Hey, bro. Hey, man. Nah, they ain't feeling him, man. They ain't feeling him down here in Houston either, bro. They not feeling him at all. So.
All right,
Hey,
man.
it is what it is, Coach. But anyway, good show, Coach. Good talking to you, brother. Thank you.
You too, sir. Shout out to Willie Cole, man. Houston, Southside, stand up. Bro, you know what? Hey, Bless. Hey, Nick. Hey, shout out to Bless and Nick Rich. That's what pissed me off. I say, dude, you got all this energy for this little small-ass old white lady, but doggone Caleb Plant slapped the taste out your mouth. He said, you better not never put your hand in my face again, boy. You know what I mean? He say, nigga, you better not never put your face in my hand again. He say, come get some, boy. True. He called you a nigga. He said, you better not put your hand in his face again. He told you to come get some, and he called you a boy in front of your girl and in front of all of your boys, and y'all ain't do nothing. True. Next thing I know, you pushing down old ladies. You pushing down old ladies inside of the T-Mobile Arena. Where was that energy at for Caleb Plant? True. You know, I needed to see something, man. I needed to see something. Like, listen, listen, he's supposed to have been ready to go to war. I needed to see something, man. Look here, bro. You pushing old ladies down. I need to see you, man, step up to Caleb.
We the Charlo twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out,
What's up? It's the Jamal the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who want it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Hello.
Caller, what's your name when you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Coach? It's Corey from Baltimore, bro.
Corey from Baltimore. Talk to me, fam.
Man, Jamal Charlo, man, that dude, he already retired. He retired. He ain't fought in 2 years. Now he getting slapped and ain't doing nothing about it. That nigga just need to stay in retirement. He got his brother moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo because he's too much of a bitch to fight Canelo. I'm tired of that dude. I'm tired of that dude, Coach. Hey, give a shout out to the D-Block for me, you know, because that Tank Davis shit ain't gonna happen with Bud Crawford. Had the Bud Crawford done beat the brakes off of Errol Spence, that is not gonna happen. Give a shout out to you. I didn't know you was a Capricorn like I am.
Yep, Capricorn.
My birthday is January 12th.
Yeah, mine January 17th.
17th. Yeah, man, Capricorns, bro. Look, stand up, Coach. I love you, bro.
I don't know how to do nothing but stand up. Shout out to Doggone Court for being my much love, fam. Much love, man. I don't know how to do nothing but stand up. Shit, fuck that. Stand on your square. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a nice Capricorn. I'm one of the pettiest Capricorns. that I've ever met. You know what I mean? So this nigga petty, but that nigga don't let that go, boy. I was listen. When I see Crawford, I'm like, look, dog, you did better than me, boy. You took the high road, nigga. Fuck that high road shit. Listen. You got to be humble. You got to have some humility. Nigga, fuck all that. Nigga been shitting on my name, defecating on my name for 5 motherfucking years, and I finally get a chance to put hands and foots in your ass, and you think I'm a motherfucking take the high road? Nigga, fuck that.
True.
I ain't taking the high road on no nigga that been shitting on my name. I put that on my mama Betty Jean. Call her, what's your name when you calling from?
What up, Coach? It's Coach Eddie from ATL. What's happening, Coach?
Coach Eddie from ATL. Talk to me, fam.
Hey, Coach, good show today, man. I see your show is growing too, man. Man, big up to your show, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
I know you got a lot of calls. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm gonna be real quick. You know what I was amazed of, Coach, is that Errol Spence, he had no survival skills, man. I mean, he didn't know how to hold on. He didn't know how to run. He didn't know how to tie up. He didn't know how to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what the heck this dude been doing, man? I mean, I tell my fighters, man, look, you get hurt, man, you better grab that dude or something, brother. Lock him up, tie him up, run. Don't sit there and try to fight it out with him. So this man sitting there, he hurt, he's stabbing, he's trying to fight his way out of it, man. I said, man, this is one dumb dude right here, man.
Nah, Coach Eddie, you know what it was? He didn't have his legs. Like, you could tell, like, if you look at that fight, Crawford core was on point. It looked like his core was very strong. Yeah. His base was very strong. I don't know what Errol Spence was doing, but his core and base didn't look like it was strong as it normally would be. And I think it was because in the first round, Errol Spence looked real good in that first round. I gave him that first round.
He did.
I'm like, he looked real good. So when people said he was drugged up and this and that, I'm like, dude, if you look at the first round, he looked real good. It kind of looked like he was trying to take the crown to Terence Crawford, and I gave him that round. But something happened. In the second round, he got hit with a real strong jab. He did not like it. And he had a look on his face like, I ain't never got hit with a punch like that before. He got hit with a jab that sent shockwaves through his body. And then he caught Bud a little bit. Bud went back to the ropes. I kind of thought Bud was hurt because Spence had no hit him, and Bud went to the ropes, and then Spence kind of like went for the kill a little bit. I thought Bud was hurt, but Bud was setting him up. And when he came inside and overextended himself, he caught him with that check right. He caught him with a check right uppercut. Bam! Which sent them back. Now, even though Spence did land the left hook to Bud's side of his head, but the check uppercut sent him back, knocked him off balance, and then he followed it up with a right hook. So he caught him with a right uppercut, right hook over the top, and it sat him down. And he had a look when he was sitting on his bottom in the ring. He looked at Bud, and he had to look at the ref. He had a shocked look on his face, like damn, like I didn't see that coming. And that's just what it was. He was shocked. He realized this dude's strong as fuck. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, I mean, but you're right about that, Kobe. Like I said, he didn't have no survival. It's like he had too much pride. Like he didn't want the people to see him running. He didn't try to hold on to Bud. Most time a fighter get hurt, the first thing that I would grab that person, man. Try to hold him or something, try to get myself back together. Yeah, but he didn't even do none of that.
No, he couldn't grab him. Bud wouldn't let him grab him. He wouldn't let him grab him. Because if you try to grab
strong for him.
He's too strong for him. Did you see in the second round when Bud and Spence had locked up in the middle of the ring? They got tied up, and Bud pushed him halfway across the ring. It was at that point he realized, man, this dude's strong as hell. This dude that I said that was light in the ass, this dude that said that was too small, he just pushed me halfway across the goddamn ring. So that he realized right then, this motherfucker's strong. You know what I mean?
Bud was the bigger man that night. He was the bigger man that night. In the ring, he was the bigger man. He was bigger than Spence.
All right. But
real quick, Coach, I got one more thing. It's a skit online, Coach. It's a skit by Errol Spence skit. Man, just had me fell off my chair, man. Jeremiah Phillips. Man, he did a skit on Errol Spence, man, boy.
I saw that. Yeah.
All right, Coach.
All right. Shout out to Coach Eddie. Yeah, he called himself G online. G. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Gertz for becoming a member for 6 months.
Hey, okay.
He said EJ Confirmation Bias Support Group, 24/7, 365. Yeah, that's what it is. Confirmation bias, you're only going to look for information that confirms what you already want to believe. You get what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it is. This is the last call. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. This is the last call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Slim, what's good with you?
Hey, Ron, boyfriend, talk to me.
Man, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, man. I've been pushing this. You know, I created the Boogeyman Bud mantra back in 2018, Slim. Everything that happened, I said was gonna happen. I was getting kicked out of all these YouTube channels, blocked this, that, and the third since 2018, talking about how Bud was gonna stop all these motherfuckers. Oh, I told him, I posted my bet slip. I said Bud was gonna stop Sean Porter in the 10th. What happened? Stopped it. I said Bud was gonna stop Earl in the 9th, and this will be one of Bud's easiest fights of his career. And am I lying?
You talking about when you were talking about Bud? When he's somebody gonna beat not stop?
Yeah, when Stop was playing that Earl, that was I ain't never lied to y'all, man.
Yeah, you said that. You did say that.
I ain't never lied to y'all. It's levels to this. I've been consistently saying Bud had a better resume than Earl. Motherfuckers is confusing popularity with motherfucking resumes. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
We confusing popularity with resumes. And who Bud fought? Bud fought the better opposition. Many styles. Bud fought motherfuckers that my other motherfuckers was too scared to fight. Danny Garcia was too scared to fight Postal. Mikey Garcia was too scared to fight Gamboa. You dig what I'm telling you? Adrian Broner was too fucking scared to hop on that motherfucking plane to go to the UK and go mix it up with Ricky Burns. But Bud did it. You dig what I'm telling you? So I'm vindicated, Mo, and it is what it is. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, man. It was always been about Bud. Always been about Bud. Bud been that motherfucker, Mo, and I'm out, man.
All right, shout out to Ron Ball Fresh. DC, stand up. DC, stand up. Let me get the super chats out of the way. Shout out to J Cash for dropping that $2 super chat. He said Miss Felicia sounds like that thing. He said sound like that thing. Never mind. Okay. Shout out to my sister Bless.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Bless, man, for dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What you say, sis? Bless say Al Heyman got 1 bullet left, and that rest has 38. Oh, Bless. There go Bless Hayden. She say Steak Davis. He would not be sacrificing his last hope. Go Bless over there, Hayden. Hey, caller, what's the name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's D-Block 2 times. I just had to say something, Coach, real quick. I want to thank you, Coach, for making this show what it is. We appreciate you, and we family here. And I know a lot of us, we combat with each other in the chat and stuff, but I want the new callers, the new people in here. I want you to know this show is lit. It's awesome. It's great. It's about boxing, and even more than that, we family. And this is what I'm going to say, Coach. I want to say thank you to Corey. They just called a couple of calls back. I want to tell you, my brother, I got nothing but respect for you. I remember one time you called Coach, and you told us that you live at a house and you going through your own things, and you use this show for you to feel better. You know what I mean? And you take care of your wife, and you use this show to feel better. It makes you feel good, and we a community, Coach. Because I love this show from the bottom of my heart, Coach. You are the one, you're the man, you were the plan, and never go respect. D-Block, D-Count, D-TV, awesome, stand up.
Hey, D-Block say, I love this show from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, D-Block. Hey, D-Block, from the bottom of my heart. Hey, D-Block.
Shut that soft ass shit up. And the best man to win. That's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got the. Man, shut that soft ass shit up.
I had to hit D-Block with that one there, man. True. Hey, shout out to Element out.
Hey, okay.
Dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy. He said Wakanda calling for it to be run back again. Cool. If it goes down, mark my words, Coach, Bud would break his will and spirit and totally ruin EJ permanently. Facts. I mean, if they call it, that's what I'm saying. My thing is, if this is going to clear all doubt, okay, if you want to believe the conspiracies, that, hey, man, his water bottle was spiked. His baby mama didn't know how to do the Tootsie Roll. The commissioner was cheating. Bud had egg weights in his gloves, even though Derrick James' team was in there watching him getting his hands wrapped. You know, whatever y'all want to believe, right? If they say let's run it back, they clear all doubt. Okay, let's run it back, clear all doubt. Spence said he want to fight Bud in December. If I'm Crawford, man, fight him again in December. Fight him at 154 and give them what they want. True. Yeah, just get that's it. And now what we won't hear. One thing I promise you, what we won't hear in the rematch, we won't hear, sign the contract, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, take whatever we give you. We won't hear that. Well, I'm the A side because Crawford won. All of that is out the window now. And when you're in the position that Crawford is in, very similar to Canelo, he has options. Canelo can do what he want to do. Canelo got all the belts. He can do what he want to do. He has options. Guess what? Terence Crawford got options. He got all the belts. He has options. I can fight this mandatory, that mandatory, this mandatory, that mandatory. But I tell you what, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm the A side. I don't get in the A side talk, but he has options. What Jamil Charlo say? Why y'all keep talking about Crawford? Why y'all keep bringing Crawford to me? Let him know I'm busy. Tell Crawford I'm busy. He still got problems. He still got issues at 147 he need to take care of. He need to be trying to make that fight with Errol. Errol gonna dust him up. I know what Errol gonna do because Errol be beating me up in sparring. And if Errol beat me up in sparring and I'm the bigger guy, I know what Errol gonna do to you, this old little ass nigga from Omaha, Nebraska. Tell him I'm busy. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is. True. Oh, you busy, huh?
I am sick of hearing these bullshit Superman stories about the Wassa legendary Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga, please.
I am sick of hearing these bullshit Superman stories about the legendary Wassa Errol Spence being the eye collector, catching bullets with his teeth, collecting eyeballs and catching bullets with his teeth. Nigga, please. Like they said all this shit before the fight. Now, I had a guy tell me, I got to say this here. No, there's no more calls. I got a guy tell me this here. He say, man, you ain't no better than the other dudes. You around here doing the same thing they doing. Yada, 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 yada. You know what I told that nigga? I told him what Finesse 2 times said. Oh, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck them, right? So, as long as these niggas able to go around and race bait and hate other black fighters in the name of being pro-black, it's fine. But then when somebody like me come on the scene and desecrate their ass, expose these hoes for who they is, pull up their skirt, let everybody know that these niggas ain't men. These niggas ain't no real men. These niggas some internet gangsters, some trolls, whatever the case may be, and they cowards and they broke, and they team up in packs online, and they suffer from a sad case of confirmation bias. I come on the scene by myself. I'm not affiliated with any other YouTube channels. I'm not a part of no organizations. I'm not a part of no groups. I'm not a part of no other cliques and crews on YouTube. It's me by myself. I am the Unicron of the YTBC. If you don't know what Unicron is, go look at Transformers. Unicron is a planet-eating machine. Unicron eats other planets for fuel. Me, I destroy YouTube channels. I destroy narratives. I destroy confirmation bias. I destroy all of this stuff. There's an audience out there that my words are resonating with. And this is why we're growing over here. People are tired of the same old race baiting, race hustling, victimhood mentality, attacking other black fighters in the name of being pro-black. People are tired of that. People tired of you niggas talking about, oh, you're a coon, you're Uncle Tom, you a sellout, I got shooters, drop the addy, you better not come to the fight, come to Dallas, come to Chicago, come to Texas, do this and that. It's the same old remedial shit you niggas keep repeating over and over and over and over. It's too easy for me to destroy you niggas. True. Shout out to Mike from St. Louis. Hey, okay. Shout out to Napas from Columbus, Ohio. Hey, okay. Shout out to James from North Cackalack. Hey, okay. Shout out to Saul from Duval. Hey, okay. Shout out to Jameer from Detroit. Hey, okay. Shout out to Basic Kid from London. Shout out to Rick from the south side of Houston. Shout out to Mateen from Killer Cali. Shout out to Jamal from Texas. Shout out to Nate from Texas. Shout out to Felicia from St. Louis. St. Louis, stand up. Shout out to D-Block from Dallas, Texas 2 times. Shout out to Hector from Massachusetts. Shout out to Willie Cole, Southside Houston. Shout out to Corey from B-More. Shout out to Coach Eddie from the ATL. Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh from DC. And shout out to my main man, Steve Kim, man, for giving us a wonderful interview. I will be dropping that interview later on this week. I want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys make this show what it is. We are the hottest boxing podcast on YouTube, hands down. You know, we're not the biggest YouTube channel. We don't have the 100, 200,000 subscribers. And shout out to Nessa Gibbs, like the Boxing Voice or Blue Blood Sports TV or Boxing Shigo or Fag None or all of those guys. We don't have nowhere near as many subscribers as those guys. We haven't been around as long as those guys. But guess what? It's not about quantity. It's about the quality. Yeah, I ain't got 100,000 subscribers, but guess what? You go live at the same time I go live and watch what happens. True. I challenge any of them big channels. Go live at the same time I go live and watch what happens. Gonna be trouble. Ooh. I walk it off. True. They tried that before. A whole bunch of them was trying to go live at 3 o'clock. And I wish they do, because I like the competition. Just go live at 3 o'clock. Go live at 3 o'clock with me and just find out what to do. Shout out to Ali Maddox. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
I'm thinking about doing 2 live shows a day. I'm thinking about going live in the morning time and at 3 o'clock. I'm thinking about doing 2 live shows a day. As a matter of fact, I'm strongly thinking about that. Morning and afternoon. That's what I'm thinking about doing. What you say, fam? You said we need to pray for EJ's health and respect EJ for taking the L like a man. But, Coach, you need to keep your foot on the back of the Wakanda's neck. Press on it. Yeah, I plan on it. I'm not going to lighten up. I'm going to tighten up. I'm not going to lighten up. I'm going to tighten up. I can promise you that. Let me give everybody a shout-out who gave a super chat. Shout out to Ali Maddox. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to my sister Bless 365. Shout out to Jay Cash. Shout out to Gertz for becoming a member. Shout out to $1 Trillion Dreams. Shout out to Straight Ducats. Shout out to Basic Kid. Shout out to Swift for 718 again. Shout out to Michael Giles. Shout out to Kayvon. Shout out to Nathaniel Johnson. Shout out to Shad 1419. Shout out to Raphael. Shout out to Jamario Sanders. Shout out to the Boxing Historian. Shout out to J Kid. Shout out to Tyrese. Shout out to Mr. Nice. Shout out to Mr. Calderon, Novienta Tres. Shout out to Bay Area Business. Shout out to Cincinnati fans. Shout out to Steve McAdoo. Mac Daddy, sorry about that. Shout out to Stiff Jabs. Shout out to Jeff Throw 66. Say Santa Sace. Shout out to Haplotype. Shout out to Bay Area Business one more time. It is what it is, man. I got to give everybody a shout out that's in the chat. Everybody a shout out that's in the chat. What's happening, man? Shout out to my sister Bless. Shout out to my sister Nick Rich. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez. Shout out to the Duchess of Wisdom. Shout out to Thuggin' D in the building. Knockdown 305. Schoolo X-Man. Swat Jones. JC. Rick Timms in the building. Who else we got? L. Harvey. What's happening, fam? Shout out to Alan Maddox. Shout out to Mike the Mobile Mechanic. Salute to Maximus. Maximus. You know what I mean? Shout out to Maximus. Shout out to MK. MK, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Ed Dog. They said the nigga barking. Tell them I got shooters. Drop the addy. Let them know we ain't playing with them. These don't drop the addy niggas. He killing. Boy, these some tough ass niggas on social media, boy. Boy, listen, boy. These some tough dudes on social media. True. Boy, them niggas wouldn't kill a mosquito if a mosquito was biting them on the arm. Nigga at home right now, man.
Get acting stupid in the club. Turn me up, man.
Trying to tell you, boy, they run up on Unicron, they gonna get by.
Fuck with your soul like ether. Teach you the king, you know you. Godson across the belly. I prove you lost already.
Listen, we are not afraid. We are not afraid. Because I know what I smell.
I smell something, man. You smell something? I definitely smell something in my hair. I smell pussy.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Right now, you got to know. Listen. In order to deal with me, you better learn the quarter blood technique.
I am a chain belt in Kung Fu. Bruce Lee was my teacher. Watch this. What? That's called the quarter blood technique. You do that, a quarter blood will drop out of a person's body.
A nigga threatening you online, guys, is like two dogs barking behind the fence. Ain't scared no goddamn body. It's official. Wakanda is dead. Oh, Lord, I swear to God, when I see that whole ass nigga coach man like highways, I'm gonna put them paws on them. Nigga, Wakanda forever, bitch. Oh, Lord, he threw Wakanda through that fence. Wakanda is dead. Oh, Lord. Ice Cube made a song back in the day. I think it was on a Lethal Injection album or one of those albums. He got a song called The Wrong Nigga to Fuck With. Coach Malachi is the wrong nigga to fuck. I don't even play, nigga. Wakanda, bring your ass over here, nigga. This what I'm gonna do to you. Oh, Lord, no more. I just kick Wakanda in the face. Oh, hit him in the stomach. Oh, Lord. Kill, slap him. Kick him. Kick him. Kick him. Kick him again. Oh, Lord, I'm beating Wakanda ass. What you gonna do, Wakanda? You want some more? Oh, Lord, hammers. Go up on him. Bam. Catch him in the neck. Ah, Lord, Wakanda is dead. Hey, we killing this shit, man. You feel me? They say, Coach, you hurting the group. Hurting the group? I'm the best thing ever happened to the goddamn group.
Hurting the group? I'm the best thing ever happened to this damn group. Nobody's bigger than the group. Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
These niggas is a bunch of Otises. You alphabet boys, you niggas are a bunch of Otises. The people ain't coming to see you, Otis. The people coming to see the real deal. You feel me? Now, do you alphabet boys, do you have any stars that you want to send out there to try to come at the old boy, Reggie?
And who's the next big star under Mayweather Promotions? Ooh, we have quite a few young guns, as I say, you know, and I don't want to leave any names out, but we have a great roster of young talent, and we've been very selective about what we're doing, you know, again, because when you have, you know, an abundance of fighters, it's hard to kind of focus on. When a big fight is to be made, it has to make sense for both sides. No promoter or company is going to put their guy in an event with everything to lose and nothing to gain, especially when we talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Interesting.
And another thing, if you are a man in search of love, shout out to Buckle Up Boxing Talk, if you are a man in the chat in search of love, if you find a woman who loves you for you, she loves you, she gives you that look of love and passion. If you find a woman that's like that, try to treat that woman right, and try to treat her right, and don't do her wrong, and don't leave her, okay? When you find a woman that looks at you with them bedroom eyes, the way Booger Ray Leonard looked at Floyd, you better keep it.
Make it last forever. Darling, I love you.
Shout out to my dog, Dr. Umar Johnson. Hit the Cash App.
Hit the Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, International Africans.
You know, all these good women out there, all these tenderonis, they having a hard time finding a man between the graveyard, the penitentiary, and a lot of these dudes becoming down low brothers. There's a lot of women out there that's looking for a good man. Now you might have to share one man now, but I got somebody.
And by the way, ladies, and I'm telling you the God's honest truth. By the way, ladies, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. By the way, ladies, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. I had a dream, and spirit confirmed to me in the dream that I'm supposed to have 2 wives. And since it came to me in my dream, it is official and it is authentic. It was approved by the heavens. They will not be the same complexion, because I don't want to be accused of being a light-skinned supremacist or a dark-skinned supremacist.
That's my nigga, Dr. Umar. That's my nigga, boy. Now, I ain't gonna give him a dime now, but that's my motherfucking nigga there, boy. Hey, shout out to Alan Maddox dropping that $0.25. He said most of them Wakandas cur dogs. He said all bark, no bite. He said they ain't silent killers. He said game bred pits are different, coach. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, I'm just saying. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm just, that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Right now, and another thing too, we got a music video that we're shooting, right? We have a music video that we're shooting. If there's anybody that want to be a part of Dr. Umar Johnson's music video, bless, Nick Rich, all the tenderronis in the chat, y'all hit me up and let me know. I'll get that Dr. Umar for
How the
y'all.
beautiful African queens doing today? Where my natural sisters at? Where my natural sisters at? We need you for the Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never music video. We need you for the Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never music video. You must be all natural. No straightening comb either, ladies. Even if the hair is all yours, it must be in its natural state. If you got a straightening comb, that don't count. All natural queens for the Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never music video. All natural queens.
Y'all heard Dr. Umar. Y'all heard Dr. Umar.
Fucking with me, you gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm a knockout artist, baby.
Hey, bless. Y'all heard Dr.
Man,
Umar.
who this little young whippersnapper running all up into my combo? Look at you. You're all wet behind your ears. Breath smelling like Similac. Man, you better go on home before you get your little thick ass tossed up.
Shout out to everybody, man. Before we end this show, we got to say all praises due to the Most High, the most exalted, the greatest human being on the planet Earth, Mr. Al Heyman.
Well, you know, I guess I got to be like everybody else and sing Al Heyman. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know.
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
If you watch this show today and you ain't hit the like button, you sitting there hate watching, Riley.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
Just want to throw that out there. And to a lot of you radical Errol Spence fans, not the Errol Spence fans, but the Errolsexuals, there's a difference between the Errol Spence fan and the Errolsexual. To some of you guys, the Wakanda niggas, you guys do know that the LDBC are the Wakanda niggas. They are the king of the Wakandas. So I like to call them that the Wakandas, the Alphabet Boy community. If you're from the Alphabet Boy community and you still are in denial, I'm pretty sure you betted your rent money and you at home crying right now. It is what it is, man. You ain't gotta like it, but you better respect it.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All drill y'all. Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
I would show AB, but AB was looking sick. He looked like he lost a lot of money. Bet all that money on Errol Spence, knowing goddamn well who was gonna win. Shout out to North Omaha. I hear that you guys are celebrating. I will be there soon. I hear that North Omaha is celebrating. I will be there soon. Enjoying the fish fry. They said they're having a year-long fish fry. It's going to be a fish fry for the rest of the year. I heard that the mayor in Omaha, Nebraska, passed a law that everybody in Omaha must eat fish every day, every day until the rest of the year. So if you're living in Omaha, you got to eat fish. Now, you ain't got to eat the same fish. You can eat snapper. You can eat some mullet. You can eat a bass. You can eat a catfish. You know what I mean? You can eat a carp. What is it? A carp. You can eat I don't really know all my fish name, but you get what I'm saying. A bluegill. It's a whole lot of different fish you can eat. You get what I'm saying? We got one more super chat. Shout out to Ali Maddox. He say, Coach. He say that one-sided ass whooping Bud put on ESJ. He say they should have played I Am Black Enough for You. From the King of New York soundtrack. Shout out to Ellie Maddox, man, for dropping that quarter of a dub. I appreciate that, fam. It is what it is, man. Let's make it do Y'all let everybody know, man, the Hottest Boxing Podcast on YouTube is around. We're here. We're not going anywhere. Tomorrow, you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. We're going to have Bomac on. Bomac will be on. If you know anything about Bomac, he really don't answer the phone, so I'm going to try to reach out to him. But we did talk. He said he'll be on. He's going to let everybody know. I'm going to make the show now, send it to him, let him promote it. And we're going to be here, man. I hope everybody from Omaha show up and just different places, man. Bomac will be here, man. I got a personal relationship with Bomac, man. That's my guy. Pause. I gotta say pause. But I'm saying like he real good people, man. Bomac, Red. I got a lot of love for Red, man. Saul, Bernard the Boxer, So Cold, just the whole team. You know what I mean? Like there's some really, really good people, man. From the publicists to the strength and conditioning coaches to even to all of the kids that I met at B&B Academy, man. Those kids work so hard over there in the wrestling part of it. They working hard, getting national titles and championships in wrestling, and then even the kids that's training in the boxing section of the gym. See you guys tomorrow, man, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.